Okay. So we're back for another early Sunday morning session. We have Aaron. What?
Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Sunday somewhere. Aaron, Peter, and Mike. And so in our last session, we had quite a lot of information and quite a lot of changes. Can someone want to kind of review what happened?
We got fucked up.
That's one way, yeah.
Well, we had arrived in a new land, in a new place, sort of a blasted wasteland, like what's pictured here on the.
Oh, I'm sorry. Start off with, somebody want to share?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, thanks. Sorry, Aaron, go ahead.
We had come to this blasted wasteland and encountered some of the locals here, and they told us about the others and their meager existence. We went down to a village, a nearby village, and in this village we learned more about the place. Kind of got our bearings, and learned of a lost child. And we spent some time carousing in the inn, made a contact with sort of a mysterious dark woman, and that's kind of what I remember as some of the key highlights. Did I miss anything?
Well, what there you had further encounters once you left the village and went out into the dark woods, the haunted woods. Somebody else want to fill that in, or shall I?
Please do.
Okay. So your party, which consisted of Bumbles, Charb, Robert, and Crane, and one other. I'm trying to remember if I said how many people I said to bring. I think it was 6. So if you guys
are total,
yeah. So since until Brian shows up, if you guys want to plan to bring your other 2 characters, that's fine.
Okay.
And joined Jira was the lady that Charb kind of struck up a mutual respect for. Or at least she seemed to be respectful of Charb being his taciturn self. And through what seemed to be some of her machinations and Charb's meddlings, the village headman, Fiship, was convinced to come along, even though he seems to be somewhat begrudging in the effort. It is his nephew in some sort of relation that is lost. So, it's probably good that a family member is coming along anyway. So, you ventured out into the Darklands, and we'll go over to that map here. And down at the bottom of the map, you can see the signpost was a tall bronze statue of a young boy. The boy that you're looking for is named Ethian.
Right.
This statue had the engravings of just the letters EF, so F. And as you came up to, it was pointing north, north being up on this map. And you found a windmill. And actually, I've got some. Oops. Here we go.
We went to the windmill, and we and Robert crept up into the windmill, and there was a fellow kind of like working on it in the background. And Robert surprised him and tried to take him away from his work and bring him outside, and why the rest of the party ransacked the place. But they were not as, if I recall correctly, they were not as rambunctious as I had hoped.
Yes, we
but there was some
investigate.
discovery, right? And this fellow whose name I can't remember right now was muttering and starting to rave about the fact that he could fix this machine and that it
Yeah,
would
he
all be
could get it
better.
running.
Mhm.
He could get it running. Yeah.
Right. So he was up in the upper reaches, working on effectively the gearbox, and you surprised him. You got him down into the main floor of the mill. This is obviously just representation because it's actually there's a bottom basement, effectively basement floor, and the actual main floor is the second floor because the mill works are underneath the main floor. And so and you can see there was a living space there, and somebody, I can't remember exactly who it was able to kind of distract him, and I think Robert was able to distract him and engage
Aaron
him
was
in
distracting
conversation.
him.
Right.
Yeah.
And you were kind of looking around. You saw a trap door going down underneath into the mill works below, and you didn't see anything much until you went over to his living area space and pulled out some papers, and that's when he just really lost it. He ran over, and you had you had a chance to get a glimpse of the papers. That was Bumbles, I think, if I remember
Yes.
correctly. So Bumbles, make a. That's what I was going to do. Okay. Make a. Never really have a perception here, or make a. Do we have a? Okay, so for right now, make a 3d6 check against your intelligence or below, to get a glimpse of what it is that, or get a basic understanding of what it might be that's in there.
What I roll?
13.
13. So.
And my intelligence is a 12.
So no.
My wisdom though is a 13.
I thought we were using the skill checks for this.
You're right. I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay, so re-roll a d20 and get under 14.
Did you get the little present I sent you?
Oh, that was right. So thank you for the Splurk travel agency package that arrived. Mike bought me a character icon set, so I will send a link to that. And if anyone wants to upgrade their character icons to one of these, I can certainly do so in between next sessions. So yes, so you're able to make your skill check. You see that it's very simplistic, almost childlike scribblings and drawings, but you're able to see that in addition to basic, effectively stick figure drawings of the windmill, there's something more that's there in a language or some sort of scribbling that's not something that you've learned or recognized, and to make for simplicity in general, we'll say that you've learned enough to be able to recognize the written language if there is any here. So it's not something that would be normal, just like writing thoughts down kind of thing. There's something more there. And so he sees you with the papers. He flips out. He comes over and starts grabbing them out of your hands, and he starts like raving. Those are mine. Put them away. You can't look at those. They're all I have left. You won't understand them. Only I understand them, and and he kind of like sits down on his bed and kind of like starts gathering them to his chest, and then just kind of starts collapse. Mentally collapses. I mean, he starts kind of like crying and gasping and big sobbing kind of sob things.
This is probably the time to take him out.
Dinner and dancing.
So
no, smack, no.
What will you do?
We should calm his ass down, or leave. I think we should calm him down.
Okay. You want to
make it clearly we pose no threat.
So when we were talking, I forget, when we were talking last week, did we bring up the discussion, the subject of the missing boy with this guy?
No, that's not been
Okay.
broached with him yet. There is, let's see here. So in this new game, there is, on the charisma stat, there is a charm percentage. It's basically kind of like a fast talk or you know, personality kind of thing. So you can certainly use that to try to ingratiate yourself to him and help him regain composure if someone wants to do that. It's obviously based on the your charisma score, and so the higher the better.
Let me see what I got.
Ranging between 10% and 75%.
No, we don't want Bumbles to do it.
But also remember your other
Fingers.
Fingers is here.
Our other characters are here.
Well, not Hashin, because he's off doing his Hashini thing.
My charismas are 5 and 7.
You stay in the back.
Yeah, I'm not the
someone
most.
else want to step in?
I'm not the most likable guy. Oh shit! I'm playing myself.
Siverton will approach him and, you know, lay his hand on top of the guy's head, you know, and sort of blessing, peace, brother. You mean you no harm? We're just seeking out the boy Effian. And he hates me.
So he is at the mention of Effian, his head jerks up and said, "You know about F? Who sent you? Why are you here? He didn't send you, did he?"
No,
and now he's becoming even more agitated.
We'll wave forward his uncle. This man sent us out on this errand. Do you know?
And he like looks.
Engineer is?
Yeah, what's the uncle's reaction to all this?
Or the woman too. She's with us, isn't she?
Right. Yeah. Well, the uncle's inside. The woman and I think Dolan were kind of watching the landscape out the windows, but they were basically inside. So the woman is, you know, interested but martially ready for him to do something, to try something. Bishop is looking a little bit taken aback and not disgusted, but just taken aback. Like, you know, he's like kind of overwhelmed by the whole thing.
Tell him the family sent us.
So the guy says, first of all, looks at Bishop and says, "Oh, whew, that's not him. I thought you said you brought him. I hope to never see him again." And then he says, "Oh, F, he's gone. He'll never come back. But if I can get this working again, then I'll certainly be able to fix everything." And he kind of like starts to stand up and try to go back to what he was doing, trying to, you know, get back to fixing things. What will you do?
Why do I get the feeling that F and Effian are the same person?
I think that's a reasonable assumption to draw. I'm gonna observe him at his work a little bit. Siverton is.
Okay. Well, for one thing, he doesn't put the paper.
Robert's gonna start, you know, poking around the windmill, maybe starting with the ground floor.
Okay. He doesn't put the papers back down. He's not letting.
He's not letting those go, huh?
Right. And he goes back to work of some sort. He stays down here on this first level, and we'll work on the main millstone. And it looks like he's Uh,
Does it look like he's doing anything constructive? Or is he just
yeah, you're kind of noticing that he probably really
Banging on it
isn't.
with a stick.
Yeah, he's a little bit above banging on it with a stick, but not a lot. So he
Siverton's going to
mhm.
is kind of watching this ineptitude, and leans forward and says, how can I help? Let me hold this here for you, or and just maybe adds to his own ineptitude about the
Mhm.
process, but trying to get an understanding of what the machine is, or what's broken
Mhm.
about the machine. Maybe that's more
Right.
interesting. What's broken about
Right.
it.
Right. So he kind of shies away from you, but then oh, that's right. You said Silverton is doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he actually, I'm sorry. What was your? I'll just check real quick. 10, okay, which that means. Okay, so he said he says no, and kind of like snatches anything that you try to pick up out of his hand and said, "You'll just mess it up. I need to do it in my certain way, or the energy won't flow right." And is obviously kind of quite rude about his brushing off.
Sorry, he's probably just on the spectrum. It's all right.
So we're
Aren't we all?
down on the first floor in the Miller's Stone, and Robert's like going up to the
Mhm.
living quarters or whatever else you can investigate and find.
Right. So the living quarters is on the same floor as the Miller Stone on the main floor. That's where Peter was and found the papers. But you can certainly continue.
What's on the second floor? I'm sorry, I'm mixed up.
The second floor is like the gearbox for that's where the windmill
That's
sails.
where all the drive shaft and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So basically, there's three floors. There's the main floor where the mill stone is.
okay.
There's the gearbox on the second floor, and there's effectively the basement, which is above ground. That's kind of like where all the inner workings are below.
A basement that's above ground.
We haven't gone.
It's just
Well, the windmill's built up probably on a semi-angled big stone base that's partially underground, and so you
Right,
walk
yeah.
into
I've
it.
never
Yeah.
been into a windmill, so I don't understand how they operate.
right. So to get into this windmill, there were stairs on the outside that went up to the second, what effectively would be the second floor.
And the stairs
And
are attached to the windmill, and they're not attached to the ground, and they move around as the windmill turns. Sorry, just a point of reference.
Sure.
That's obviously somebody's been to Netherlands before.
So the party is essentially on the second floor, which is where the living quarters and the millstone is.
Yes.
There is a third story, which is where the drive is for the sails, and then there's the basement where more mechanisms or storage might be for the
Right.
So,
Yeah.
like level 1 is the basement, level 2 is the living quarters, level 3 is the sail apparatus.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Robert's going into the basement. Sorry.
Okay.
And
All right.
what about you guys? I don't want to see anything else or have any other ideas about how to deal with this. Siverton's still just trying to putz with the miller and keep him distracted, or engage with him to figure out what he's really trying to fix, what's really broken.
Well, Bumbles' role is why he noticed. Bumbles' bad role is why he noticed us in the first place and got upset. So I'm kind of hanging back so I don't upset the apple cart, so to speak, again. So I'm keeping an eye on the windows and just sort of staying in the background, and I'll go down in the basement and help out if someone wants. But I have a feeling that he'll notice me doing stuff, so I'm just sort of staying low key.
And excuse me. Yeah, in general, he's not well disposed towards Silverton. So anything he's trying to do, basically, if you are trying to stand near him, Silverton, he's going to like move to the other side and bang on something with a stick over there. So
Excellent.
Yeah.
I've clearly got him distracted with my Weil and
yeah, you just go where you don't want him to be, and then you can go that way. So
I have students who do that. They'll move from table to table right in front of me as I'm moving around the room, just so they can avoid doing anything.
As you're sort of making your rounds there, like you're like driving the bull for you like cattle.
Yeah, very, very. Yeah, it's an excellent description.
Well, the only place in the windmill we haven't really looked is the basement. Is that correct? And that's where,
for the most part, I mean, the gearbox area up on the third floor, the guy was kind of up there, and Robert was talking to him and followed him down. So you haven't looked up there a lot, but you got the general. Robert was able to get a general sense of up there. So,
and Robert's looking at going down into the basement now.
Yeah.
So remind me what the mercenary female's name is again.
Jera.
So Charb will look over at Jera and kind of like give her a "Have you got this?" look. She seems to be keeping an eye on him.
Right. Yeah. She nods and.
Okay, and then I'll follow Robert down in the basement.
Okay. So go ahead and so you're going to spend it. There's a lot of stuff down here. There's a lot of debris and cast off stuff. The main thing that's down here is the bottom half of the millstone, and which is set firmly on a big foundation down on the ground. And then
it's not moving at this time, is it?
No, it's not. Yeah.
Well, the bottom doesn't move.
Right.
The bottom part. Right.
Yeah, nothing's turning the millstone though.
No, nothing, or the windmill itself. The windmill sails are tattered enough that they're not moving at all anyway. So you're looking around down there, and and it's just a storage and cast off stuff. You might find some sacks of flour that are still usable, but not many, or most of them have molded or that kind of thing. But go ahead and make a skill check.
Robert
and Charb, and add in any perception bonuses, which I can't remember if Robert was doing the thief thing, but I think thieves get it.
Yeah.
I think that's going the wrong way, but it would still pass it.
Thought we wanted to roll high on these.
You're right. I'm sorry. Right. Yep. Okay. So yes, you both.
My target number is 14.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking the wrong way. Okay. So yeah, as you were digging through, you actually find a kind of you're walking around and you kind of hear a even though it's on the ground, it's still the floor is still covered in wood, but it's pretty solid wood. I mean, pretty solid sounding, meaning it seems like the wood is pretty much on the ground, except there's one spot where it seems like it's kind of hollow. It makes a different noise as you walk over it.
We're probably like walking around here, crisscrossing it, and Robert sort of stops at the same point, and I'll bet you that Charb does the same.
Mm-hmm.
Give him a look, and I'll stomp on that wet plank with my boot.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely hollow and seems to be a bit loose.
Yeah, I'll keep stomping on it.
What's the light like down here? Do you need a?
It's there's a little bit of light filtering. I mean, it's not. There's not much light outside to begin with because it's permanently overcast,
Right.
and so it's pretty dark in here. And
We want to light a
Robert,
lamp. Robert.
yeah, good idea. Robert is distinctly noticing his lack of night vision.
This is what it's like to be human. This sucks.
I have no.
Are there any lanterns hanging around down here like they were set aside to light the place to begin with?
No. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Aaron?
Robert has no light sources because he never needs.
I have torches.
Right.
I have a couple torches.
Right.
We can pull one of those out and take a minute to light.
Okay.
If you want to see something that's far away, how do you zoom in? You move it closer. Oh, so no zoom lens. I see. Sorry.
So you are Robert's stomping on the board. Are you trying to actually break through it, or just trying to
the heel of my boot through it? Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least tapping to get a feel for what's loose and what's not, so you can trace a way to open it.
Is it a board or a hatch?
It's actually looks like more like a hatch, and the boards are sturdy. It's just that it's loose because it is a hatch.
Huh.
Well done, Robert.
I'm going up.
We have a ring.
Yep. So Aaron's going to be back in a minute. No, that was Aaron saying he'll be back in a minute. What are you painting, Peter? Let me guess. Terrain crate. Yeah.
A terrain crate? No, actually, this very second, I'm working on these undead Greeks. I got to get done.
Oh, right.
You guys already paid me.
Well, that makes it worse.
I hate it when they do that.
I do.
Money and then they want shit.
Yeah.
That was what I hated about my Arnica business. I get this big fat PayPal check, and then it's like, God, if they didn't want something for it.
What, I gotta do something? Just give me the check and go away. You want me to earn it?
So you found that there's a hatch. What will you do?
I guess we might want to look for a ring or some way to pull the hatch open if it looks like it pulls open.
There's a little cutout in one of the boards that you can see as a handhold to pull it open.
Okay.
I'm just more intent on breaking things. Sharp's like, no, like this.
Well, we're very frustrated.
Very
We're not. We feel like we've been kicked out of our homes.
So what will you do with the hatch?
Okay, so I'll make a signal that I'm going to open it. I've got torch in one hand, hatch handle in the other, and I'll give it a gentle heave. I don't want to jerk off the hinges. It's not locked or fall through it or whatever. Does it budge?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you open it up, and it goes down about. There's a small earthen tunnel that goes down about 10 feet, and then there's like a rope on the side of it to aid climbing in and out of it, and then it looks like it goes off kind of in a westish direction. But from what it seems like, the tunnel that heads off is pretty small. Like you wouldn't be able to. You'd have to be at least crouching, if not like on your hands and knees to crawl through.
Jinkies, gang, we found a clue.
It looks like kind of like a bolt hole. Does it just cut into the dirt? It's not.
Yeah, as opposed to what?
As opposed to being finished.
Yes, yeah. It's all hand dug. From what you can tell up here. Certainly the entranceway is. So let's leave those two there and head back to the main event. So the Silverton, make a luck roll. And let me see if I can remember how to do this.
2d6
here we go.
less the target number, and then if you fail, I think you consume one of your points, or every time you check, you consume a point, or something like that. Oh, let me get my rule book.
I'm looking at it. Yeah, that's just.
I've got my bookshelf all nicely organized now. All my role-playing.
I'm jealous.
There we go, page 70.
I'm going to send you a picture. It's so amazing.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, you roll 2d6, and you want to get under the number of points of luck that you have.
Right. And then when do you consume those points of luck? Silverton is incredibly lucky. That's probably why he made it here through the planar portals.
Okay. So, did you make it? Oh.
I did. Yeah.
Okay. 12. Okay. So yeah. So now that you've been successful, you take 1 point of luck off.
Okay.
And then these points of luck will.
That rests or recovers.
Yeah, just like if you fully get your luck back at the end of your a rest, a full rest. So as this guy is ranting and raving, and you're kind of like trying to soothe him, but you're actually basically just herding him around, or interacting with him in such a way that he's trying to basically stay away from you.
Or like haranguing him.
Exactly. I mean, you're not. You're not
what's
being.
This? What's that, dude? That's funny. Hey, what's this? Hey, can I hold that? What's this?
You're certainly not being aggressive toward him, but he's being, not pleasant towards you and trying to stay away from you. So, but at one point he's like doing his useless beating on something with a stick machinations, and he just kind of like gets fed up with you, and he like starts ranting at you. Would you just leave me alone? Stay away from me. I'm trying to get this work done. And in the process, he was banging. He was kind of like trying to bang on. He's kept his papers under his arm the whole time, and he's not getting a good grip. And so he like sets everything down and rants at you for a couple of minutes, and then picks his stuff up, picks up his tool up, and then moves to someplace else. And he leaves his papers behind. Yeah. What will you do?
I'll herd him away from the papers. Somebody else can get them.
Okay. So
it's kind of like I take Silverton sort of takes a beat, looks at the papers, and then goes, but wait, no, I think you need to be over here, and sort of pushing him away from where we left him.
Right.
Papers behind.
Okay.
Fingers will go try to surreptitiously start reading the papers.
Okay. He's worked up enough, and Silverton has moved him away, so he's able to pick him up, and you can kind of find a quiet space. And there's enough junk in here that you can kind of actually find a space out of lines, eye shot of where he's working, and kind of effectively go through them. And so, let's see here. I think
Fingers like staying out of eye shot.
Yeah, that's kind of his job. Oops. Sorcerer. Okay. Okay. So, all right. So I'm trying to determine something here. Okay. So intelligence. We figured that was a 12. So, all right, Fingers, make a percentile roll. You're looking over at trying to decipher these unusual characters, and I'm including your. You need to get 50%, and it's already including your 25% of being a Fifi and knowing languages, and with a base of 25 based on your. Oh, look! Would you like to test a luck and try to make that successful?
So
Peter.
now it's throw 2d6 against your luck, less than your
Right.
luck number. Fingers. Sorry, I'm running through the index of character names in my mind.
Okay. And actually, I'm checking. Okay, so it's equal to or lower than your luck. So what was your luck, Fingers?
No, we don't hear you if you're speaking, Peter.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to make noise on it because I'm getting the laundry set. I have a luck of 7.
Okay, so when you are done with getting your laundry set, reduce your luck by 1. We will. You're able to decipher that these are actually magical writings, and of some sort, and some of them look like coherent passages, and some of them look just like scribbled notes, but they're still written in a magical way. You're not able to understand what they mean, but or what you would do with them, but you can determine that these are the unusual writings that you don't recognize are all magically based. And as I said, the rest of it is even the magical stuff is all written in a very childish hand, and a lot of designs and scribbles of possible modifications, like new additional things added to the windmill, or additional things added, like outside the windmill, or stuff added into the gearbox or the millstone, or a lot of different crazy things going on. None of the diagrams of the windmill make sense as to what it is that he's trying to do. So we'll go back down to the basement. You have looked down into the maw of a black, yawning maw of a small dirt tunnel.
And it has looked back into you.
Into your heart, and found you lacking. What will you do?
Well, I'm pretty lithe, as with because of my elven ancestry. I'm not willing to let that go. I mean,
well, and also I think you're a thief. You are a thief class, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you probably are wearing light armor, so you're probably much more lithe than Charb is.
Charb actually has a personal thing where he is never really the first person to go down in a hole. Make it a point to not be the first guy to go down in a little hole in the ground.
Okay.
I'm going to drop my pack and my gear, and basically climb down into the hole with just my dagger alone.
Okay.
But I need a torch. Charb, can I have?
Yeah, I'll hand him the torch. I'll light a second one off of it and hand him one.
Okay. So
don't choke.
You're able to get down there. It looks surprisingly sturdy. It's not timber braced or anything like that, but it's also small enough that it's not going to be, it's bigger than needing to crawl on your hands and knees, but you are having to, if you don't crawl on your hands and knees, you're having to crouch way over. Also because being an elf, I would assume you're, somewhat tall. And it goes off as far as you can see into the distance, being
to the west.
In a westish direction.
All 30 feet that the torch illuminates.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Right.
So what kind of...
kind of waving that torch around. Look up at Charb. I'll be right back. I'm gonna move down the, down the passage.
That's a cheery thought.
Okay, just a second. Let me consult something here. Okay. So, why is that? Okay. For some reason, I'm trying to draw a line in the direction it's going, and it's not allowing me to. Oh, okay. No, that's not what I want.
We don't see anything that you're doing. We're still on the hex.
There we go. Now do you see it? There's a purple line.
Now I see it.
Okay, it's heading that way.
I see a purple line.
Okay,
Okay.
off towards those hamlets that we could see in the distance.
Yeah.
So there's sort of like a direction sense that
Yeah.
we have that it's heading that direction. Going
Hamlet, son of Piglet.
The village of Hamlet.
And it looks like it's going a long way. I mean, these hexes are like a mile long.
No, this is
abstracted these hexes.
Yeah, and for right now, these are still relatively small hexes. Yeah, they're kind of just representational. I mean, I don't expect a medieval village to be 5 miles across, but it's going to be, I don't know. It's so let's say one of these hexes can hold 2 or 3 households, which would be, a hut and a small garden and maybe a small livestock area.
So at least an acre across.
Yeah, yeah, and so and then space between them. So that's this area that we're in now. That's kind of the sense you have. So yes, the tunnel does go quite a ways.
Maybe about 100 yards is kind of how I'm thinking about these hexes.
I'm really bad at distance, so.
Football field.
Yeah.
Okay.
About a football field long makes sense.
Yeah.
Alan's plot, the entirety of Alan's plot is less than 3 acres.
Okay.
So
okay, that's helpful. Even though I was never quite sure how far out at the back it went, but
it's about twice as long as it's wide.
Okay. So I'm sorry, you said 3. That's 3 acres. So let's say that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say one of these hexes is roughly 4 acres, because that way I could see like a little bit bigger than Alan's plot would give you room for 3 of these.
Yeah, that makes sense if they have communal farming going on.
Right. So it's going to be, and I don't know how much. Unfortunately, I don't know how much an acre is, but it's more than 100 yards, I'm sure. So.
No. My house is on a solid acre. In Alamo, this property is an acre.
1 acre is equal to 4,000 square meters. That doesn't help.
Yeah, an acre is 4,800 yards, which is shit ton of football fields. 48 football fields. Square
yards. So,
Aaron, you're on a half acre or a full acre?
You're in Hines? Oh, I don't know.
I think you're on at least a half acre. I don't think it's too big to be a quarter acre.
I'm now adapted. Nils's measuring principle. It's some space.
Yes.
So it looks like it's running off though into the distance. This passage.
It's tunnel. About 69 square yards, if I did my math right. Is 1 acre.
An acre is 33 yards by 330 yards. If it's a rectangle.
Right. Okay. So then 4 of those. So 100.
It's about 65% of a square mile.
Okay. Great. All right. And there ends our geometry lesson. So it's a ways.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to go further down that way. I'm going to climb back up and extinguish the torch and say,
okay,
if we want to follow this, we should do it overland. It's too tight down there for a man of your stature, Sharp.
I like tunnels that aren't underground.
How can you have a tunnel that's not underground?
That's why he likes them. There aren't any.
I see. Okay. It's kind of like a well being a wet cave on its side. So we'll go back upstairs. Fingers has. I'm sorry?
Torches out.
Okay, yes. No, I mean, I'm moving the action, the focus back upstairs. Not that you guys are moving. You can choose to do what you want. You have player agency.
With player agency, can I take the piece of paper that's got this writing on it that goes beyond his weird childish writing with the words I don't recognize or the language I don't recognize? Can I take that and hide it on my person?
Yes.
Very good. I will do so.
It's more than 1 paper.
Okay,
And,
well, I will take them and hide them on my person.
Okay. And then, and also, just to clarify, even the magical writing, the strange writing, is still written in a very childish hand script.
So it's all his handwriting, but some of it is in a language that I don't recognize.
Yes.
Okay. Very good.
And then what will you do with the rest of the papers?
Well, the stuff that doesn't appear to have value, I'm just going to leave kind of where he left it, so to not draw attention to what we took.
Right. Okay.
Because if it's all missing, then he'll freak.
Yes. Everything, all the notes are mixed together. There's no order to them, but you can pick out the pages that have like a majority of magical writings versus ones that don't.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, great. And then Crane. What has Crane been doing during this time?
He's been sort of standing on the balcony of the windmill there, the stairs, and like just looking out over the wasteland.
Okay.
It's kind of stringy blonde hair, kind of blowing in the wind, resting on his massive two-handed sword, its chin on the pommel.
Oh, very Frazetta, very Frank Frazetta.
He's in the middle of a montage. Leave him alone.
Right.
Music swells up.
He's remembering his own farming roots, feeling nostalgic about his family. Are you just kind of like zoning out? Or
I'm watching over.
Okay, so you're actually kind of like on Overwatch. All right.
Exterior.
Right. And which way are you watching? There's enough windows you can watch out just by the
way's
direction.
The wind blowing? He wants to make sure that his hair goes just the right way.
Yes, right. Not into my face.
Right.
West and southwest.
Okay.
West and south, I'd say I'm watching.
Okay.
So came from.
I'm sorry, the areas that you came from. Okay. So go ahead and make a skill check, and as a fighter, it would be a perception check. So I don't think the fighters have any additional bonuses for that.
Set the right character sheet. I have so many.
And while that's happening, Charb and Robert, what are you doing now that you're out of the hole?
I think we're just back upstairs.
Yeah, we probably just ought to go upstairs and let them know what we found.
Okay. So you are in the moment and actually lost in thought about how.
But I totally passed with the target number 14.
You're right. I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep thinking that you need to roll low. You're right. You're absolutely right. Okay, so
I think it's that's got you goofed up, right? Because
maybe
it's low on the luck and high on the skill,
or it's just early. I haven't had any. We're out of club soda, so I don't have anything to drink. So you notice some movement over toward the village area that you see, kind of like in between the buildings. It's far enough away that you can't really
it's some
see
indeterminate large distance away that I can't see.
Yeah,
there. We're calling them acres.
Yes, we're just making up this word, acre.
It's named after a great battle.
An acre.
Acre.
Is that actually where the word comes from? Do you know?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Because acre is Greek.
Okay. Anyway,
but acre, I believe, comes from hectare.
Oh, probably. Okay, so as opposed to the more serious dam acre,
40% of a hectare.
There you go.
It's defined as 1 chain by 1 furlong.
That's what I was thinking.
And we've turned into acres and yeah.
Is it village people stirring in the village, or
it looks of a humanoid style, and by that I mean I'm not trying to say that it doesn't look human. It's just like it's far enough away, but you can't really tell.
Looks like is it just one person or people?
You see more than one, and there's enough buildings and interposing things that you kind of see things moving.
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch the village then.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. So that, and you don't see anything unusual, anything more than that. Every once in a while, you see something move between, through the gap that you can see through the buildings and that kind of thing. So,
They're not
so
like
you
dashing or running. It's more
No.
like just normal folk about their normal day.
as far as you can tell, yeah.
IMCA. You can get a good meal.
So acre is actually derived from an old English word meaning open field, or cognate to West Coast Norwegian "ikker" and the Swedish "acker," all of which mean open field.
There we go.
Huh.
Thank you, Google.
Okay.
Thank
So-
you, Mike.
It actually looks like it's kind of like the Japanese system, which is based on how much grain you can grow in a particular square footage
Very interesting.
originally.
And now on the Medieval and Measurements podcast, we will move on and Robert and Chard come back up.
Everybody's back together in the second floor.
And you're able to kind of surreptitiously share what you found amongst each other. Jira comes over, Bishop comes over, but is seeming to be not terribly
We don't
interested.
really have any spellcasters besides Siverton, correct?
At this
Today's
point,
party, right? Because I think
yes.
our primary wizard is one of Brian's characters.
Yes. But
I'm going to give Siverton the papers once we're out of the windmill and say, look, I got something you're going to want to look at because I don't know what this is. You might know.
You might have a slightly better chance of being able to.
Yeah.
Right, and again, because this system of magic is all basically everything is the same. It's not like clerical versus magical spells.
Magic is magic.
Magic is magic. Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to see. Okay, so yes, so Fingers is able to pass over the stuff to Siverton, and someone else is able to corral the guy while you look at them, if you would like.
Yeah, we can look at them later. We can always look at it later.
Is there anything else you guys want to do here besides?
No, but Fingers really is tempted to go down that tunnel, but splitting the party is suicide, so let's not.
No, that always works. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't seem to. It didn't seem to go anywhere. I mean,
it went towards the village.
Robert and Fingers are conversing about, what was discovered in the ground floor, which we call the basement, but it's in fact the ground floor. It's just this narrow tunnel running off to the village. Like maybe somebody in the village operates the mill or had some reason to go undetected from village to mill and back again.
Yeah, maybe they have really severe winters here, and this is how they get around.
Like Minneapolis.
Toronto.
Wisconsin. Other cold places. Okay. Why don't we all gather outside and bid our adieus to the Mad Miller and head for the village?
I agree.
Do we gather at the mill?
And I would like to see the NPC's reaction to the statue when we see it.
Okay. Yeah.
Jira and
Right.
Bishop.
Right.
Well, they didn't see it
Bishop.
already?
No, they did.
They say it did see it. I thought we had not gotten it close.
For some reason, I thought it gone past kind of unnoticed. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You had gone past it, and I didn't comment on any. No one commented on. Yeah, you hadn't really got. Well, I mean, you got close enough to be able to read the inscription.
Gotcha.
It's sort of a. I guess it's like been there for a while, right? It's like
it's pretty well painted.
Not.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're able to bid your
do. He tells us not to let the door hit us in the ass on the way out.
Oh, what is the miller's name?
Miller.
You never asked.
Yeah, well, what is it?
Brian.
I was just gonna say that.
So
like a lie?
Brian Miller is here today, playing the part of the Mad Miller. So yes, he's you're able to, out of all of his rantings and talking with him, you're able to get the name. His name is Windy Mildark.
Wendy?
What?
Wendy or Windy?
Windy.
Oh.
Everyone
Windy.
knows it's Wendy.
As in high
W-I-N.
winds. Yeah, W-I-N-D-Y.
Who's the crazy guy trying to fix the windmill? He runs around like a crazy man.
Brian.
Sorry. Everyone knows it's Wendy.
Okay, so you're able to gather outside, and what is your plan? Okay, you can go ahead and move your little tote party icon. Hopefully, if I did everything correctly, and so as I said, the fictitious.
We can only see about one hex around us. Is that right?
Yeah. So, are you able to still see the areas that you've been to before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Looks like it.
So it's just grayed out right now. Okay. I mean, a darker amount. So look at it. Now that we have this fictitious measurement of acre, let me think about how I might want to adjust the.
Yeah, we're calling it an acre.
Okay. Right. Okay. So.
Now that song's in my
episode
head.
is brought to you by Fathom.
You did it yourself, Peter.
I did. I really did. Another one
There we
that's
go.
I
So
inherited from my mother.
I increased your visible distance to effectively two acres, approximately.
It's almost a long acre.
Right. So that brown, the brown squiggly line there, one hex to the north is a looks to be like some sort of river, and then there's some marshy area around
like
that the hex.
Muddy, slow-moving river.
Yeah.
Can we make our party token smaller? I can't change this.
Yeah. Let's see what I can do here.
Maybe half. Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
Okay, there you go. So, as you and so as I said, each one of the hexes that has a hut in it actually has like 3 homesteads in it, approximately. As you come up to the first one, you can see that it's you see the pretty standard hard scrabbled area. There doesn't seem to be any livestock, or if it is, it's like wild. I mean, like not pinned. The crops seem to be dead, and there's no. And as of yet, you've not seen any movement from the in the area of anything else.
Even Crane, who had a sense about where people were moving or where things were happening.
You haven't. The area that you saw them moving was more towards this kind of open area off to the west, at the edge of what you can see. Not in the, over that way.
Let's go that way.
Okay. All right. So as you move into this area, to the north, you do see one larger house. Most of the areas are kind of like the standard thatched medieval style dwellings, but this one actually is a 2-story wooden house. As you approach it, you notice there's a really bad smell, and there's something in a kind of a rusty red smeared on the door, and you can actually hear flies buzzing Like there's a lot of flies around it.
I smell dead stuff.
Must be the tanner. This will be the mad tanner. This was the mad miller.
What do Jira and Bischoff know about this village or this mill? I mean, this is close enough to their town. These people or these places must be known to them.
They say that no one has ventured into these woods and come back alive as long as their living memory, or their parents, their grandparents' living memory. It was always something to be avoided. That they.
So did they not come back alive, or did they just not come back?
Well, they don't know.
Your village.
Right. Did zombies come wandering back out of the woods?
Maybe they found something better.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe. But I mean, no one's come back, so they assume that they haven't come back alive. But they do say that in their, if you remember, I think, Fiorin, the wizard that was kind of like the leader of the refugee village, told you the kind of the story about Splurk, and that something had happened long ago, hundreds of years ago, that had drawn a village into the shroud.
Yes.
And when then the village reappeared into this world, and did you get the information about the Green Man Temple? I can't remember if that was shared.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so at that point, the village's folklore says that the Green Man led them out of the village, the shrouded village, out of the wood to the south,
haunted woods to the refugee camp, and the refugee camp is kind of due south of our current position down that road. Right?
Yeah, actually, they led them to the village of Splurk. The refugee camp is a separate, so this is probably the original village that went into the shroud, based on its location and the folklore that you've been able to glean.
And you said this house with the red smear on the door that smells bad, and we hear the buzzing of flies. That's a different type of house. It's not a thatched roof.
It's actually a fully wooden 2-story house. It looks like it's more important.
So, like, it could be the mayor's house or
something like that. Yeah.
Whoever's making the most profit on the backs of all these farmers.
Yeah, but it's got quarantine marks on the door. There's plague here.
Well, you don't know what the marks are.
It's just there's any kind of discernible symbol, or
is it just
like a blood splatter?
It looks like it is some sort of pattern. I mean, it is some sort of intentional pattern, but you're not. But it's far enough away. You're and it's a dark enough smear that you're not. Okay.
And as we get closer, I want to know if it looks like anything like the writing I didn't recognize.
Oh, right. Okay. The symbology, and maybe fingers and Siverton are in the back of the group, and looking over these papers that we absconded from the miller, from the mad
liberated.
So
when they think about the look on the face of the miller when he finds out his papers are gone.
Oh, he'll just forget he can't find them and do something else.
Right.
Stick banging.
So as you approach the door, you're able to read it. It actually it's in the common language of this world. It says, "Come inside, fresh meat."
Mm-hmm.
And just as you reach that point, you hear some motion from behind you.
Sword is drawn.
Okay. You see coming around maybe about there's a homestead to the area to the south of you, so it's coming from behind you. But around from behind one of the outbuildings of that area to the south are five people.
Are they people? Or are they
Well, they're far enough away that you're not can't quite. I mean, you can't see the whites of their eyes or not, but you do see that they're kind of moving, kind of slow. They don't seem to have any kind of markings on them. Their clothes do seem to be tattered. That's as far as you get in the initial sense.
We call it homeless chic.
And they're coming up. They're just sort of walking up towards us, or what?
They're just kind of wandering by. They've come around.
Are they ambling or shambling?
Their arms are not stuck out in front of them, and they're not going. They're just kind of. Yeah, they're doing that.
They're walking off to their fields.
They don't really.
They haven't taken any notice of us.
Correct. Except, they don't seem to be walking towards any kind of. They're not seeming to head toward a field or a livestock. They're just kind of heading off in some.
They don't seem to have a logical or discernible destination.
They lack agency.
Yes.
God. Are they
Nice.
moving towards us? Are they moving across us or away
They're
from us?
moving kind of like they're not moving directly towards you. It's not like they've seen you and they're moving toward to interact with you. They are moving kind of at a 45-degree angle towards you, towards whatever else they're going to.
They've seen us. They'll have to die.
And you see them. What is your initial reaction?
I think Crane's initial reaction is to call out to them and sort of walk towards them, because they're villagers of this place, and he would
Feels a bond.
not a bond, but just that this trying to. Crane's walking towards them, calling out again.
Okay.
That's what.
Okay. So they, you call to them, and they don't immediately react. It seems kind of strange, but then they finally kind of like look over to you and see you and start moving, not shuffling, but moving slowly towards you. Crane, make a perception roll.
I already know they're zombies.
Yeah, I'm going with you.
So just a skill check, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Nope.
So you are. How are you basically going to walk up into and plan to, talk to them? Get within normal.
Calling out to them. I mean, I'm not going to go and give them a hug or anything, but
Okay.
I mean, like greeting somebody in the street, sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
and you read the body language and you watch as they come up, and if it seems that we need to be alert, then we will draw our weapons.
Right. So they don't actually respond verbally to you when you call out to them. They just move towards you. And somebody is channeling John.
We all are.
And we will move. Yes. Who's here?
Oh my God! Did we move into another hex?
I'm glad I'm seated.
Why?
Because that was a little dizzying that we've moved into another hex.
Right. And I just realized this is going to work. We'll see. Got Crane.
We have faith in you.
Oh, good. Cool. Okay. Robert, we're using Aaron's trick of dragging people onto the map. And fingers. Okay.
We're not that. We're still on the hex map.
Oh, you are? Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I moved myself. I didn't move you. There you go.
Oh, yep. It's time for combat. And music.
I love it.
Did you actually find that somewhere on Roll20?
No, I bought it as a Amazon song and imported it.
You'll have to show me how to do that, to import music and sounds. I haven't figured that out yet.
Okay.
Weird bug thing. I can't zoom. Oh, there we go.
The tree area over to the bottom left will be used later. So
don't go there.
They're nervous.
Well,
they look nervous because one of them has a tick.
One of them has a tick. Okay. So these. Okay.
I see you managed to get your shirt off. That is a great film, and it makes me miss Alan Rickman all the more every time I watch it.
What was that?
Galaxy Quest.
Oh.
When Tim Allen, the AKA Shatner character, comes back from fighting the rock monster and his shirt's been ripped and torn off, Alan Rickman looks and goes, I see you managed to get your shirt off. Because Shatner always had his shirt ripped, right? So you could see his, his buff chest.
So there are no, we don't have player control yet over these tokens now.
Yeah, I'm working on, sorry, I should have thought about doing this. I got all the monsters ready, but I didn't get any of the people ready. Oh, that's interesting. I can actually hear this.
The music is coming out of my computer speakers as well.
Yeah. All right, let me.
You can.
Okay.
I don't think you have. Most of the characters aren't on the token layer. I think that might
I think I just put them there.
Yeah. I can get Crane and grab him, but that's about it.
Right. I think it's because I haven't given control access.
We're out of control. That's what happened.
Controlled by all.
Oh, there's my characters. Oh my goodness, they're zombies. Hey, is Bumbles really hurt? What? Who allowed that?
I think that hit points may not have been updated.
Let me check that.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
I have 18 of 18 according to my character
sheet. Well, that's fingers.
Yeah, that's just on the token. That's just
gotcha.
From the last time it got used. Or
I just want to make sure that I'm not coming into this dying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it can.
And I keep thinking, I can read any language. Wait, no, it's Opie, because I'm running a fighter and a rogue, and in the other game I'm running a fighter and a rogue.
Just can't touch Robert or Charb.
I just changed Robert. Try. Okay, so play with your icons and see what you're able to figure out.
Yeah,
I'm able to move fingers, but not Bumbles.
Bumbles, okay. Yep, okay.
Charb looks good. Robert's still blocked.
It's interesting because that's the one that says. Oh, that's why, because I have it only controlled.
I can now move Bumbles.
Okay. And now okay. So
let's see. Silverton and Fingers, I think we're back here looking at the paper. Who is checking out the house, which I'm gonna say is down here somewhere.
Yeah, right to the south.
That'll be Fingers. The Fingers and Silverton are looking at paperwork, and Bumbles is up backing up Crane.
So Robert will be up at the house, up towards the house.
Okay.
Because there might be something valuable.
Charb, what are you doing when this encounter sort of forced its way onto us?
Mike? Yes.
I think
Mike's Charb doing.
Where am I placing?
So Robert's down by the house. Crane and Bumbles are greeting the villagers. Fingers and Silverton are looking over the papers. And Charb's
taking his sword out and
backing up
ready to hold a flank.
Yeah. Okay. Bumbles is starting to draw his sword. He's thinking this is not looking right.
Somebody do that tick.
Mm-hmm.
Tick? Oh
my God! What the fuck is that?
I told you they were nervous and they had a tick.
It's a big tick.
What tick?
Yeah.
God damn it!
That's what's in the woods.
It's a tick of invisibility.
The wood tick. You got one of those little purple lines that it left behind.
What?
I don't see it.
Okay, so a couple things. They start advancing. They don't respond. They start kind of speeding up a little bit as they get closer. These are just icons that I have. They are not actually rotted or bitten. They're just kind of looking very disheveled, and they're not responding in any way. But they are seeming to become more agitated at you.
They do seem aggressive.
Yes, they are. They are starting to bare their teeth and move more quickly towards you.
They seem wild.
Yeah, they seem more like
Feral?
Yeah, more like kind of glassy-eyed feral people as opposed to the undead zombies that you've dealt with in your world.
Right.
I think you seem to be reasonably feral people.
I'm going to shout at them to stop in my
commanding voice.
In my commanding voice.
Sorry, I forgot. We forgot.
Use the pulpit voice.
I call it a teacher voice.
Yeah. We used to call it the Drano voice with the dogs.
Oh.
Would Drano hurt your pipes?
Oh, these are the other characters.
Mm-hmm.
Bishop.
So these are people that have probably gone down to Zero San.
Oh.
Zero San. That sounds like a good name for a Japanese restaurant.
Yeah, all they do is serve squid.
No, they deliver.
Or a typesetter that only deals in very modern typeset.
Right. Okay, so they are definitely coming to engage you. Bishop kind of starts backing up and moving away from the engagement. Jura steps up and
some way I can get behind Bishop and make sure he catches a little bit of flack. Come on, buddy, you've got that big club.
You can test your luck if you'd like.
Who's testing luck?
Charb's is considering testing luck to see if he can kind of like force Bishop into the battle instead of allowing him to back off.
Oh, like kind of shoulder block him into the battle line.
Yeah. Is that something you want to do, Mike?
Do we have a? Is it close enough to even try?
Yeah, I mean, I moved him away because that's what he was going to do. But if you wanted to,
I'm trying to remember where did I put my luck?
I put it next to my name.
It's probably. I suggested you put it up in your bio.
That's right. It's in my alignment. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So what do I have to do? I have to roll 2d6 and roll under my luck.
Equal to or under.
Equal to or
and
under.
then but if you're successful, then you remove one luck, and so your luck goes down as you use it throughout the adventure.
So we all have thief luck basically.
DCC thief luck, yes.
Thief luck, yeah.
Nah, it'd be easier just rub it in on him.
Okay. So go ahead. Someone roll a. What have we been doing in the past for initiative? Is it D20, D6?
We rolled 20s. Does this use initiative like that?
I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, you roll a 6, we roll a 20. I think is how it works.
Mm-hmm.
I just roll.
And low number
20.
goes first.
Oh no! Wait!
Other way.
Time to luck.
I didn't take my finger off the piece.
Jadot. No. What's the word for adjust?
I thought that's what it was.
I thought Jadot was that perfume.
Jador.
I don't know.
Oh, Jador, yeah.
Jadar.
I don't watch those commercials for the words.
Nobody does.
D6. Somebody roll D6. Okay, so you guys go first.
All right.
Are you going to?
Yeah. So Crane's like commanding them to stop. He's got.
Okay.
And he like draws his sword.
Okay. They do not. They actually speed up, and they're basically running at you full speed now.
Bumble's foot moves up next to Crane to form a defensive line.
Shall we just receive the charge? Yeah,
That's
I'm just
it.
gonna wait.
Yeah,
You know, like
charge.
the two-handed sword over my shoulder, just waiting to make the cut when the first one comes within striking distance.
I'm sorry, I should have asked. That's Crane's action? Charb and Bubbles, what do you want to do?
Charb was going to toss an axe. He'll hold his sword one hand, toss one of his franks with another.
Got it. Okay, go ahead and do that.
I'm just moving up to protect Crane's flank as he's swinging that big sword.
Got it. Okay, so and then Jira will just,
because this is what we've practiced over our many adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Did I have?
I just love the idea of adventurers get used to each other and how each other fight, and so they just move fluidly together. I like that idea.
Mm-hmm. So Charb, go ahead and take a roll.
Yeah, let me. So it's a D20 plus 2 to hit.
Okay. No, I would think not.
That's not going to hit.
Yeah. And actually,
it's the tick that's running along behind you.
I'm glad you asked me.
I don't know. Why did you axe them? I worked with a woman that did speak like that. It was crazy.
You just want to keep them away from answering the phone.
Jira's also going to. Jira is also throwing a
thrown weapon.
A thrown weapon as the chart to receive the charge, and then then they charge in. They're going to have their action, and then we'll be in a new round of combat. So okay, and so for Charb we have our. Why does that not work? I'm not sure.
What are you trying to make it work?
Like my macro is something.
You have to click the target that you're attacking and then roll.
I did, and that didn't, and it didn't work that way. So anyway, actually, I think I kind of know what's happening. So these icons might not work well, but anyway, other than macro. So Charb, I'm assuming a 19 hits armor class 0.
Hits AC.
Armor class -1, so you take 1 point of damage. And man, these guys are.
Who's that against?
That was against Jira, and I'm checking her. Okay, 5. That was a 16. That's right, 16. Yep. So, oh wow.
Well, nobody but Charb likes Jira.
What?
Nobody likes Jira anyway, except for Charb.
Right. Nobody likes who?
Jira.
The female mercenary.
She's all right.
She took a pretty serious hit. He ran up and basically was able to jump up on top of her and started chewing at her neck. It goes and so
I like her more now.
Blood flowing all over the place.
Is there a way to, for some reason, are the tokens linked to our character sheets?
They're supposed to be, but they don't seem to be.
Yeah, because I can't. My hit point adjust isn't showing. That's fine.
Yep.
I see something that says a rotting corpse shuffles at.
Yeah, that's part of Nils's attack macro that he's using.
So they are rotting corpses.
Oh, it did shuffle at Crane.
Just a second. I'm going to get to where I need to be. Okay. And oh yeah, I think because Crane actually is properly linked to the character sheet, but the other characters aren't for some reason. I don't know why. I'll see if I can figure that out later. I should have done all this ahead of time. Okay, and that'll miss on Bumble. So, new round. Roll a
Initiative
d6.
again?
Yeah, and let's.
I failed.
We'll use, especially after that roll, we'll use the method that you roll initiative until you lose, and then it passes to the next person on the tracker,
Somebody else.
the name tracker.
yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
next
cool.
time it'll go to Peter. So attacks again against Charb. That hits an armor class 5.
3.
Yep, misses Charb. And Jira. Oh, she's able to like. The thing knocked him back when it jumped on top of her. It kind of knocked her back on the back foot, but now she's on the back foot. She's able to like power herself forward and throw the thing forward.
That's Jira right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Are you not seeing the?
There's
I don't see a name
Right.
for. Yeah.
That's interesting. There we go.
It's not controlled by all players, probably.
I think it's because I didn't have certain things checked. Now, do you see it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting stack up of dice. Ow! Bam! For armor class 1 against Crane.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure he has a 0. Well done, Mike. Well done.
What
Except
did
that's
I
Aaron.
do? What was there?
Oh, Crane, that's right. Aaron, that's right. Well done, Aaron. Well done.
Thanks.
Against Bumbles. And I'm assuming that an 18 will hit.
No, I have a negative 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, I
they've
have
got
a 1.
They have a plus 20.
Armor
that
class
will
1,
hit
I
a
think that hit. Yeah.
Yeah, negative 1.
Yeah.
And then, so 2 points to Bumbles. And then this last one back here will also go against Bumbles.
They're just making him mad, you know. Oh,
And
there's
a
my
miss.
hit points.
Okay.
The 2 points.
All right. So, Charb. These are not less than 1 hit die monsters, so you don't get nobody gets that bonus.
No poop.
But if you remember, this won't probably happen. This won't be of benefit this turn or this combat. But if you remember, fighters have the ability that you can.
Use luck to max my damage, if I remember correctly. Yes.
Here it goes. Tactics. After observing people fight, a class of people fighting, you can, on a skill test, you can work out their fighting style, and then that will give you a +1 to hit in combat. So this time, this will be the observing round. But if you come across these again, you fighters will be able to use that skill and test their skill luck against tactics and get a.
Isn't there something else that allows me to use a luck point to do max damage?
Yes, I think so. Let me check on that.
Check the fighter description. You mean this is the observing combat or the observing round? That
the combat.
Observe for the whole combat or observe them for just a single round?
I'm saying that you're going to need to observe them for a whole combat.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah. On a successful hit, I can test my luck. If it's successful, then I do max damage.
Okay, great.
What kind of fighter are you that gives you?
Weapon Grandmaster.
I'm hoping he's a lucky one. Yeah, so I did something with my. I took Shield Master, so I don't remember what that does for me. Let's see.
Where do you see that, Mike? I'm looking at Grandmaster. I'm not seeing that.
It's in luck.
Oh, okay. That's what page?
Page 71.
Okay.
Maximum damage. So the third bullet down.
Oh, the usages of luck or example situations for texting luck.
Okay, so that's any character, not just weapons.
That's not for fighters.
Okay. So yeah, any character can do max damage if they successful on their luck after they hit. So
I'm gonna roll it. I'm gonna try and hit this one over here because this one didn't impress me.
Right. And this one, I'll give you an additional +1 because she's been able to kind of throw him off of her, and that's not going to matter.
That's not going to do anything.
Yeah. Okay. Jira will
Curse.
Roll also not do well. Crane.
Yeah.
This is
So
my second monitor.
Crane was waiting there with this sword, and then this woman just jumped at him and wrapped her arms around him and bit him in the head. So he's all tangled up. He's just gonna smash her with the hilt of the
pommel.
The sword, but I can't quite get her off.
I can't quite
drive her back.
Right.
Yeah, that's a better choice.
Yeah.
Phrasing.
Watch your words.
You will need an 11 in general to hit these people.
Means
all right, Bumbles.
Class 8.
I'm swinging my
Bumbles
longsword.
or Bumbles?
All right, here's the longsword. Swing at the one directly in front of me.
There we go.
That's much better. So I do 4 points. Now, if I make a luck roll to try and do more damage, do I lose that luck point if I make it?
Yes.
What'd you say we need to hit? 11s?
Yeah, yes.
Not even.
What is your weapon damage? Is it a D8?
1d8 plus 3
okay.
plus 1.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
So,
I was going to say, if you just be aware, if you roll a 5 and you're getting on a D6, it's not going to get you that much if you're lucky.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
that could add 5. That would add 5 more points damage, but I'm going to wait. I don't have a lot of luck. Bumbles only has a 5.
Well, that was the thing. From the way I read that rule about using luck to get max damage, you roll it after a successful hit, not after checking your damage. So you should be able to hit separately if you're going to use that, unless Nils wants to.
No, I can see it being a thing like, oh shit, what a shitty luck roll. No, I'm going to try the luck. I'm willing to.
Yeah, I'm fine with seeing what your damage is first.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine, because that would then require almost that you don't use the chart, the character sheet macros, which are converting it up. So yeah. Okay, so that's that round.
What are the? No, hang on a second. What are the?
I'm sorry.
Rules for shooting into melee?
It's okay if it's Irish.
Page 80 for missile attacks, but I don't see anything. So what would be your ruling about that?
Don't. I thought we ran into this before. Last time I remember we had this discussion, somebody got hit.
Right. I will say
this is how people get hurt.
Right. I'm going to say that if you shoot, it's going to be a 50-50 chance of who you hit, and then it'll be
that's bad.
Armor.
So I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Does anyone else in the backfield want to do anything?
Yeah, I am going to run
at this point. It's a place everyone is close enough to.
Can I get to the melee?
Yeah, you can get to the melee.
I'm not sure I want to get to the melee. Maybe I want to get around the melee.
That's fine. Yeah. You'll be able to get. Right. Okay. Fingers and Silverton.
Pick my target.
Right.
Well, Fingers would prefer to move around the combat as well, but keeping an eye on the flank for other things coming in, maybe coming through the woods.
Like that.
Yeah. I just have a premonition. I'm just saying there could be other things out here. And regardless of whether I'd seen the tick or not, I'd want to keep an eye on the woods. How come we never find a teddy bear picnic? That's all I have to say.
Okay, so new round of combat. Well, that's what I was going to look up. Just a second. Trying to remember about movement and movement and combat, and how far you can move, and if you can move and hit, kind of thing.
I think that's just up to you.
Yeah. Initiative.
I think the answer is we can, but the monsters can't.
Yes.
Right.
The answer is yes.
Okay, for now we'll say that you can move or attack. And then I'll see if I can come up with a better ruling later. So for initiative, Peter.
Yay.
We'll be passing it to Mike next turn.
Oh, I thought Peter rolled a 4. Damn it.
No,
that
I'm
was me.
sorry.
All right, Charb. That probably misses. Jira. She's got
She's
a
got to have
lower
some
armor
armor.
class.
Did she put on
She
the
does
rest of
have
her
some.
kit before we left?
She's no rookie.
No, I know but she was wearing only like half armor when we were in the bar.
Yes, yeah, she's fully armored as she normally would be. Right, and
Means chainmail bikini.
oh, Crane, she nicks you again. As you because you're wielding a two-handed weapon, she's able to kind of get under your guard, and you're trying to struggle her off, but she's able to get and
She's wily.
Pause my
Yep.
neck.
He wants a ride.
Bumbles.
That's probably a hit. I don't know. Like I said, I have an
0.
armor class of 1. Yeah, that hit me.
Okay. And this one is just kind of getting too caught up. There's like too many people on top of you that you get them.
Are we going to use the critical and fumbles from the core that on a 20 you do max damage and then test your luck to double damage, and on a 1 you blunder into your opponent and take damage as if they were hit by their own attack? Or test luck if they have an option to take only 1 HP of damage or find themselves in a position where they can immediately counterattack by making.
Yes, let's use those. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. Here we go. So, what was the? That last one.
Blunder into their opponent and take damage as if hit by their own attack.
Okay.
I think
so that one.
The luck test bit for those blunders, for those fumbles, is probably only for heroes.
Right. So
that one takes 6 damage. That's the most damage we've done to these things.
So he while the other one what you're swinging Bumbles, you are swinging at the other one, but you end up accidentally the other guy, the one on the far right, steps into it basically, and you lay him out.
Stumbles with Bumbles.
Yep. There we go. Okay. Thank you for reminding me about that. New round, and that's right. It was.
No, it's our turn. We didn't get to go yet.
Oh yeah.
The monsters.
Oh, okay. You're right. Thank you. Mm-hmm. All right. So, who would like to go first?
Crane's just had enough of this.
Okay.
It's his boot in their belly and like shoves her back and just delivers
enough.
And then just gets tangled up in
a viciousness.
She is mean. Okay, Fingers is gonna have his bow out, by the way.
Why don't you fight here?
Hold still so I can kill you.
Who's next?
All right, I'll go at this one, the same one I did last time.
Okay. All right.
Take him down, Mike. I have
so that should hit.
Yep.
And I'll do luck check.
Sure.
So I roll 2d6.
Mm-hmm. Equal to or less your luck. That looks
pretty good.
And my max damage is
be a 12.
It's be a 12.
Be a D8 plus 4. It's a D8 plus 4 according to your.
Are you looking at my character sheet?
No, I'm looking at your roll here in the chat. It says rolling D8 plus 4. You rolled a 1 plus 4 is 5. So you made your luck roll. So the max would be 8 plus 4.
Yeah. There you go. 12.
So what happens? You shoot through all this guy's hit points all at once.
I put a sword in his head, and he probably died.
He probably died.
Yes, that would probably do it. Okay, great. I forgot he had a strength of 17. So,
plus I have the weapon grandmaster.
Yep, yeah, that's what I was figuring it out. Okay, so thwack, and as you pull it out, it's so bloody it just like kind of splatters Jura, and she doesn't even look phased.
Like she notices.
Exactly. Okay, so now it's a new round. I'm sorry. People on the peripheries.
I think
I'm sorry.
Jura to attack.
Well, we got a couple of buffalo gals there.
Bumbles hasn't hit yet.
You're right. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. Go ahead.
You're in a hurry to kill us. I get it. That's fine. I can respect that.
He's in a hurry to get on to the next incredible storyline. We just have to get through this combat.
Right.
Bumbles hits again for a damage of 9.
I'm assuming you're going against the person here.
Yeah, I assume this one.
In jail.
He
learned that move in jail.
I did. Because he just hit me, and so as he did, I pushed him back with the shield, and then came down hard with the sword as he was sort of off balance.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you shear their arm off, and
we call it just Detroit pencil holder.
I'm sorry.
That's what we call a Detroit pencil holder.
Okay. All right. Who else is doing something?
Fingers is moving up to the trunk of the tree to shield his left side and start scanning the area around to see if there's more following up behind these guys or coming from the other direction.
Okay. You see nothing other than what's already there.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm just keeping my friends safe.
Right.
And
Robert?
And Robert's going to dash at the one that's fighting Crane. And he's using 2 weapons.
Mm-hmm.
He's using 2-weapon fighting. Which gives him a +2 to hit. And then the average of the 2 weapons.
Yes.
In terms of damage. So let's see.
And thieves get a +2 with 2 weapons, whereas more normal people get a +1.
And he's using great swords.
Mm-hmm. That worked.
Yep. We will roll up. Round up.
Okay, so 5 points of damage.
Okay. You want to test your luck?
No, I don't need to test damage. 5 points.
Do you want to move Robert over there to engage? There we go. All right. For Siverton? Is Siverton doing anything other than...
No, Siverton walks up and places his hand on Crane's shoulder, casting Cure Light Wounds.
Okay. Bishop, you notice kind of like is hovering behind you. So as you move forward, he moves forward.
So, see, and I'm going to test my luck to retain the spell.
Okay.
I do, and that
well done.
Luck down by 1.
That's a great use of luck.
I do a D6 against recovery for 3 points, 4 points back to Crane, and then it's a D100 check for the white magic, correct?
Okay, let me check on that.
And in this game, it's hit points go down to 0, and then you start taking con damage. Is that right?
Right. Yeah. The hit points are basically fatigue, effectively. Mm-hmm. Okay. So.
I think it's the risk for the others is 10% per spell level. It's
that's like 10% per level. Yeah.
Right. So I'm checking. Okay. Yep. 10%. And that was a first level spell.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. It would have to be a 3rd level spell, even if it wasn't. So, and actually, in the future,
it has to be a 3rd level spell in order to check.
No. What I mean, in order for a 23% to trigger something, it would have had to be a 3rd level spell because it's 10% per level.
Correct.
Right. So, but in the future, I'll roll that so you won't know or whether or not something's coming.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Okay. So is that it for your side?
Yes.
there anything else that you guys?
Yeah, there's nobody unengaged that I could fire my bow into, so no.
Oh, Jira didn't go. So she will attack the lady to her right now that Charb has
helped her out.
Yes. And she gets a 10.
AC 9.
That actually hits.
She's angry. She's a little pissed off right now. And understandably so.
Sorry, I'm shuffling papers. Here we go. Okay. And that's against her. So she's able to kind of surprise her from the side and get up under her side and like gives her a good stab into the ribs. She's doubles over, but she's still up. Still
took 9 points of damage. 5 from Robert. And 4 from Jira. Okay.
I like Jira.
Go, Jira. Okay. New turn. Anything else? Last call.
I think it's
Bueller.
Sharp for the initiative.
Bueller.
Damn it.
Sorry.
All right.
Okay. Well, luckily there's only 2 left. So against Charb, nothing. And against Crane, nothing.
Okay, Crane's
nothing.
Hits AC.
Damn. Bam. So she was on her last leg literally. So what happens?
Yeah, and I just take that second last leg out from underneath her.
That's it. Whoosh. Fuck.
Now she's on no legs. All right, Charb. Assuming that's no.
Ooh.
Booyah!
And so now you can test luck to double your damage if you wanted to, but you do max damage on the 20. Right?
So I'm doing max damage, so that's 12. And 12 took the other one out last time.
Yeah. I don't think you need to test your luck.
Yeah.
I need to knock down.
That was just a backhand from the cut to the head on the other guy.
Thwack.
This way,
and you're able to actually
down. I brought it back over the back of my head, did a moliere, and caught the other one in the left and the right side of his head.
Nice.
Right. Okay.
Are we done?
Yes, that is. Was there something you wanted to do?
Yeah, there was. I gotta clean my sword off and sheath it, and then I wanted to go talk to what's his face,
Fisher.
and ask him about his club. Is it all right? Is it broken? Can I see it?
Does it work?
And then, is he gonna hand it to me? I'm gonna hit him with it. Just a half.
What?
He. There you go. Okay.
I use lucky too.
Okay. First of all, Aaron, the Cure Light Wounds actually is only for Constitution damage.
Okay.
Not for hit points. So
I have it written. I have it written down here as 1d6 plus 1 con. I'll make a note of it. Con only.
Yeah, it is Constitution, but you don't take your Constitution until you go through your hit points. So, but you do.
So
you
didn't use your luck to retain it then.
I'd cast it, but it just didn't do what I thought it was going to do.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to cast it, and you have to use your luck because it wouldn't have done what you wanted it to do. But for those that are injured, you do have your stiffening drink draft you can use, which regains. I think it's a D4 hit points.
I could use that. So I will drink my stiffening drink.
Everyone has 1 dose of that.
You get
so
one.
who's
I get 1 point back.
Who is filing?
I am.
Okay. What are you filing?
Right. You mind?
No, that's fine. I'm just curious.
I got all these index cards I've got to get through.
Okay. Okay, so Charv.
Yes.
As you approach him, he kind of like Bishop kind of steps back, looking very leery. You ask for his mighty mace, the iron rod. He kind of looks at you strange and tentatively hands it to you.
He's not
and
very
like
bright.
he's clearly thinks something is up.
He's a
He knows
slow learner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the mace haft right upside his bicep, just to make sure it still works. And then hand it back to him.
By put the mace haft up against his bicep, you mean actually hit him with it? Okay.
Yeah, without hitting it with the head of the mace, though.
No, just the haft.
Right. So roll.
Oh, I did. I rolled a 2 plus my damage, which would have been actually no, it would have been plus my strength damage, not my weapon mastery. So that would be total of 4.
Well, okay, right. Yeah, I wouldn't and because you're not actually going, putting your body into it, I wouldn't, you don't have to add your strength damage unless you want to.
I mean, it's just what did you say? It's just stamina.
Right. So I'm sorry. You rolled an 11
to hit, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I have plus 2 to hit. I don't have chat on.
And then you did 4 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll hand it back to him. I said, "Oh, it works."
You should try it.
Think about using it next time.
2 for flinching.
Yeah.
Robert's going through the pockets of all the villagers.
Okay. So Bishop starts going off on you. He said, "How dare you? Why are you doing that? I was making sure our healer was safe. Obviously if we in these badlands, we need to keep him safe so that we can have some ability to survive these combats."
Yeah, I saw that. Just making sure your mace was okay. You got a problem with that?
And Jura cannot suppress a smirk. She's trying to look, serious, but she's just
almost a chortle.
I'm not even putting my hand on my sword hilt. I'm assuming that if he goes for the mace, my first shot is going to be to take it away from him.
Right. So you're handing it back to him then?
Oh, I already told him I hand it back to him. I said, "Oh, I'm glad it works."
You now try using it, is what you said.
Yeah.
So he takes it, he grabs it out of your hand and starts shouting at you, but doesn't try to attack you in any way. And yeah, you actually do get a snort out of Jira. Okay, so we will move back to the haunted lands. And I need to. That's what keeps throwing me. Is I move myself and then I don't move you guys. All right, so we're back to the haunted lands. So to recap, you're standing in front of this larger building. Looks like it's some sort of maybe a mayor's house or some important building compared to the other ones. To the west, you see kind of an open area. You've just fought off a group of frenzied villager types, and the building in front of you stinks horribly. You can see there's an audible sound of flies buzzing. That would have been a cool sound effect I should have found. And written on the door in something darkish red it says, "Come inside, free meat, fresh meat."
Fresh meat. Yeah, which I was assuming was meant to mean us. Not that there was fresh meat inside.
Siverton crouches down in the dirt and starts scrabbling around in the dirt looking for some twigs or some sticks. Starts lighting a little smoldering fire and getting out a vial of or a flask of oil.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking.
And I'm sorry, Robert was searching through the.
Yeah, Robert's searching the bodies, and Crane's looking at the house surreptitiously.
Okay, so Robert finds nothing of anything other than dirt and lint. Maybe a handkerchief or something like that. Something common that people would have in their pockets. The house, there seems to be no movement inside. It's sitting there, stinking and looking ominous.
And then the sign that says, was it enter fresh meat? Is there a comma?
Yes, it says come inside, comma, fresh meat, exclamation point.
Okay, so it is talking to us, Mike. You're right.
We could burn it down. Should we go inside?
Is there more than one door?
Yeah, there's the main entrance door, but then there's like a smaller door in the back.
Yeah, we can check this. We can check the tradesman's entrance.
Go around the back.
Yeah, go around the delivery entrance and go in that way. At least that way, if somebody's waiting for us, we might not get all of them.
Okay.
I'm good for it.
Crane will go with you.
So Bumbles.
I think Siverton's staying in front of the house, getting that little fire ready to be able to fling flasks of oil at the building if it needs to be destroyed.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to burn the bodies.
I thought that's what he was doing too. I was going to say, yeah.
What's going on? Why? And then the realization dawns as he sets out a couple flasks of oil and starts wrapping linens, tearing rags from the villagers and wrapping linens around them.
Yeah, Fingers is helping him with that because Fingers is a destructive guy.
Okay.
Maybe Jira goes with the fighters and.
So I'm sorry. Can you kind of reiterate what your plan is? You're basically going to try to burn the building down and have people at both ends.
Well,
oh, I didn't think so. I thought we were going to go in through the back.
Yeah,
we're going into the back.
Yeah,
we're preparing to burn it down if we have to from the front. Correct.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay. All right. I'm glad I clarified. Okay. So just a second. I need to do a few things here. I'm not spelling that well, but I'm sure someone will correct me. Okay, so so you're going in the back. Let me check something again real quickly. Okay, so as you actually get close to it, like you're going to, approach the back door, the smell is overpowering.
From the back, stronger from the back than the front.
No, it's just that you're closer. I mean, you haven't really gone up to the front door yet, but as you approach the back door, just the proximity, it's just like incredibly overpowering. It's just
Bumbles has got his scarf around his face. We've dealt with stinky things before.
In just about every campaign.
Uh-huh. And so, with 4 fingers for a while.
Yes. So, oh yeah, that's right. Stinky fingers.
Yeah, that was my first thought. Is this?
I'm sorry?
Me, Charble give Fingers a dirty look.
Hey, it's not me.
So yeah, and having been in village life and knowing medieval village life and things like this is rotting. This is like the smell is the smell of rotting meat, rotting stuff.
Yeah, dead bodies.
Yeah. Okay, so you go in the backyard or the back door. I'm sorry, I didn't think about having a plan layout for this, but
theater of the mind.
Yep. So there's a kitchen. You walk into a kitchen area, or a preparatory, not the main room area. Standard stuff going on. In a medieval kitchen kind of thing. There's a couple of tables. There's some chairs, but they're knocked over. But what you do notice, of course, right away, is that on the kitchen table are a pile of body parts hacked up in various stages of decay, and you're almost not able to walk in because it is so thick with flies and the smell is so bad. It's just overwhelming. And let's have everyone make that goes in a Constitution check.
Is that a skill check?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Saving
let's
throw.
do.
I was going to suggest a saving throw that lets you use your con modifier.
I was gonna. That would be still kind of a hard check. Yeah, let's do that because this is pretty hard. So yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do a skill check, and then we can modify the difficulty. So yeah, regular base saving throw with your Constitution modifier.
I have a con modifier of 1.
Yeah, and I missed it by 2.
Okay. And so the effect is going to be you'll be at a -1 in any actions you do from being overcome by it,
or I'm trying not to gag.
Right, or you can test your luck to pass it if you failed it. So it sounds like Bumbles. Sounds like everyone.
I'm fine.
No, now I got a good roll. No, I am not doing well.
Okay, so Bumbles. If you fail your test, you do not lose your luck. It's only on successful tests that you lose your luck. Okay. So everyone keep that in mind as we move forward. And so as you walk in, and there's like blood caked all over the walls and the floor, and it's just like it's the worst, beyond the worst abattoir that you could ever imagine.
But we've seen a lot of this, to be honest.
No, you've never seen anything like this. Actually, that's a good point. Let's have you do a sanity check.
Are you kidding? We assaulted a kobold fort. Those fuckers are filthy.
Sanity,
that's just
2d6.
30. That's what I'm checking. Sanity check. That's just dirty. This is like disturbing. Page 72.
This is Cthulhu-esque.
Well, not Cthulhu-esque, but this is like extreme, beyond the pale of normal. This is not like a normal.
This is not a normal abattoir. This is be over the top.
I've known clowns that kept house worse.
Yeah, in real life too. Nobody in particular.
Test your luck to do so.
I actually don't know any real clowns.
My cousin was a real clown.
I know
you're referring to all of us.
No. That would be a total glass houses statement. Why do you think we don't have games here?
Yes. Okay. So right. Yeah. So you test your luck. If you fail, you lose a D6 sanity. Actually, no. Let's make it a D3.
Why?
Why? What?
Why make it a? Why change the?
Because this is gross.
Because it could be worse.
It could be worse, and this is not otherworldly. It's just
cool.
So, anyone else? Everyone check their luck and succeeded.
Is that what it is? It's a luck check.
A luck check, right?
Yeah, I failed both my rolls, so I take D3 sanity.
Yeah, I failed.
Okay, and then so you take a D3 sanity.
Yeah, that's the one that we decided our cleric spells category is our sanity. That's the same as our wisdom.
Yeah, to begin with.
Okay, so I just lost 3 of those.
Yep.
All right.
Right. So off your sanity, not off your wisdom score. So okay,
right.
so
next
you walk
to it,
in.
yeah.
Yes, you walk in. You're assailed by this olfactory assault, and you are visually and just overwhelmed by this.
By the powers of a Nurgle.
Yes. Crane and Charb are able to get their stomachs under control, but Bumbles is still retching, and this is deeply disturbing. Just the depravity and the volume of parts. I mean, there's even like parts hanging out of the cupboards that were like stuffed in the cupboards and kind of closed, but they're still hanging out and they're like and everything. So, what will you do after all that?
Well, I'm gonna be in awe that they were able to find this many body parts after to make zombies, and after this room. Can't there any?
I'm sorry. There seems to be no, not in this initial kitchen-like room.
Do we want to move further in and see what awaits?
I don't want to, but we really have to.
I mean, this is nasty enough. You'd probably get my vote for burning it down.
Yeah, the flies and the smell were enough for Siverton. Why he's preparing out there. But yeah, let's press on into the main hall of the house.
Just in case there's something that fire won't kill.
Okay.
Kill it with fire. Fire kills everything.
That's true. But we do have this habit of being cleaners. And even though we're in a new world and we're all kind of messed up mentally or whatever and have different motivations, I think that would still kind of be our gut influence of we got to clean this place out.
Right. So, so you move into the next room. I'm assuming that you're going to be moving kind of quietly or as quietly as you can in full plated armor.
Yeah.
Okay. You walk into the front room. It's equally as horrific. There's not as many body parts piled around, but you can see that there are some that there's a main dining area and kind of like a combination front room dining area, and the dining area has more body parts, but these seem like they have been consumed. There's the bare bones, and there's bones sticking out that have been gnawed on, and other parts like that. There's nothing. Doesn't seem to be anything other than a normal mayor's like house front room turned into abattoir from hell like stuff that you can see in here. But this is 2 stories, and so there's a stairway going up.
Oh, good. It can only get better from here.
No, you're going away from the smell, so it's going to be better, right?
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. This qualifies as a fixer-upper.
Is there any in this main ground floor area? Are there any like desks or chests or anything that we could search?
Yes, there are a couple of desks. There's 2 desks over in a corner, and you're able to do that. Yeah. So you're able to kind of look through it. There are some papers. Of course, they're like body parts, or had been the remnants of body parts or something. So everything that was on top of the desk is covered in ick somehow. But you're able to, if you want, open the drawers, and there's relatively untouched papers in there.
Okay. Crane's searching.
Okay.
How to serve humans.
As you quickly look through them, it looks like these are some sort of business records, more like shipments and receipts and lists of goods, kind of
trade
thing.
Goods. Okay.
Yeah, trade records and things like that. And as you're obviously you're trying to be quiet, but the shuffling papers, opening drawers, and things like that, you're not able to be completely quiet. And you start hearing movement around upstairs.
I turn and look up the stairs towards the a little bit of dread. Is it footfalls? Is it, what do we hear?
Yeah, it's more like footfalls,
Many, or
and it's
like
more
children
than
running
one.
across the room,
Like rats.
pitter patter of little feet?
More like the
Stomping of an ogre.
large, not childlike feet, not that small and light, but like multiple adult humans moving around.
The shuffling of a chained cost accountant.
Yes.
I'm gonna.
We
Crane's
wanna-
gonna. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say we can make a quick tactical shuffle up against the landing, so we're out of sight from somebody coming downstairs, but in an advantageous position to whack them when they come down the steps.
Okay.
We take defensive positions. Yes.
Yeah, that.
I was thinking
Okay.
that maybe we just run out and tell Siverton to burn it.
Oh, that's good too.
I'm liking it.
Okay, so is that what?
Yeah. So Crane runs out the front door, flings it open, and says, "Burn it down!" And as the rest of the party comes,
Yeah,
Comes up behind him.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's someone upstairs, and I don't want to meet him.
and I'll swing around the back and cover the back door in case somebody decides to
Good
drink
idea.
out.
And Siverton flings one of the flasks of oil into the main hall.
I read about that in the sagas.
Yeah. So we have both doors covered.
Okay.
Oh,
We
yeah,
are
one of
not
them
nice.
on
We are not
fire.
nice people. We are not nice people.
And then Crane will go around with Charb to the back to hold the rear.
Okay.
And Robert will go with them, as like an archer.
Okay.
Second.
Fingers and Bumbles who remain around front.
Okay.
All right. Whoa. Didn't do that. So I'm kind of arranging things here. How far, for the people in the front? How far away from you are you away from the door?
Once we throw the flask of oil in, down off the landing, down 10 feet back.
10 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, far enough that if
And-
someone came running out, they'd get a bow
walloping.
shot in first.
Yeah, bow
Okay.
shot, walloping.
Plus, we don't want to be
Okay.
too close as the heat builds up from the house burning.
And how many flasks do you have prepared, and how many do you?
I have 3, but I've just thrown in the one. That should be enough to start a wooden structure burning,
Mhm.
to my mind.
One that's soaked in blood, though.
Why is it so
Okay.
Lots of
blood?
iron.
Well, because
a building soaked
Flames
in
will be
blood.
green.
Yeah, it just pops more. It just
yeah,
Do you guys smell
Thank you, Matt.
barbecue?
makes it more
Smell
satisfying.
Yeah, I smell
Actually,
barbecue. It's the
It's probably
weirdest
got a
thing.
fairly high blood's got a fairly high fat content.
Oh, there's plenty of body parts.
Okay, so
We're
I'm
disgusting.
setting
If you're telling
something
me
up
I need
just-
to use more oil to get the structure.
No, I'm not. I'm not telling you anything. I'm just trying to understand what your plans are, so that how quickly do you want it to light? Do you want it to be?
Well,
Well, throwing a Molotov cocktail into a wooden building is pretty
Pretty quick.
spectacular.
Right. Okay.
Just pouring, some to the mail slot and lighting on fire would burn pretty quick.
I've not done it before, so I wouldn't know.
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
It goes up pretty quick.
Okay. All right. That's good to know.
So we hear.
Yes, I will file that away for later.
In high school, we used to go down into the cistern, the stone-lined.
I put gasoline on some wood in the fireplace of the Sunrise House to get it going faster.
Well, we threw
Result
Molotov cocktails into the cisterns underneath, like the expressway.
Oh,
Like late at night. Traditional gasoline
that would have been a life.
filled bottles. It was pretty damn impressive.
Good high school behavior.
Yeah, and for the people in the back, how far away are you? About the same distance?
Yeah.
Maybe a little closer, because maybe trying to find something to bar the door with.
No.
Like a barrel or a boulder, barrel or a wagon.
Test your luck if you want to do that.
Sure. Yeah, I'm lucky.
Okay. You're able to find something that you're able to find a barrel that was still full of some sort of heavy thing that you could put in the back. In the
Oil.
Oil.
Blood and oil. Gunpowder.
Okay, just a second. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. And everyone in the back, make a perception check real quick.
Is that a skill check?
A skill check with the +3 for the thieves.
Oh, +3?
For thieves.
Oh.
Climbing, sleight of hand. I don't. Oh, spot hidden.
Yeah, same thing. Nope. And crane. Okay. Okay, so Crane realizes the door opens inwards. So putting a barrel in front of it is not going to block it, but it will make it harder to get out of.
Well, sure. I mean, it's a barricade at the.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Just pointing that out. Okay. So.
And just pointing out, anyone who's opening that door quick to run out will not expect a barrel to be right there.
Right. Okay, we don't need to go through that again.
Except Opie and Will, because they're never surprised.
Okay. So I was starting to draw stairs, thinking that you were going to meet the people upstairs, but I'm converting it into a house. That's a very, very strangely looking house. So as the house starts catching on fire, it starts going up pretty quickly, and you hear some noises inside, more than just the fire. Like there's like some growling, shouting kind of noises, and then the doors open. People start trying to come out, and yeah, in the front room, in the front of the building, because it's an important building of some sort, I'll say that there's room for 2 out at a time. In the back, it'll only be 1 out at a time. But these people look kind of like the villagers in that they are it's just not allowing me. There we go. Okay. In that they're villagers dressed in ragged clothing, but these look significantly different though too. Did you get the shared item?
No,
or
the hangout. The handout.
Okay. Ew.
So these guys are covered in bright red buboes or pustulence all over, and these, of course, they're trying to get away from fire too, but they also seem to be much more alert and engaged than the other people. So let me quickly do a couple of rolls to see about them getting out, the effect of them getting out of the fire. So
as like the doors fling open in front of the house, or they see things trying to run out through the fire, Siverton will throw another flask of oil.
Okay.
And Fingers will fire immediately into any movement he sees in there.
Right. I'm just thinking they're going to be taking some damage as they run through the fire. So
yes.
At least the ones in the front.
Excellent thinking. I encourage that sort of thing.
And that kind of behavior.
Have them run around inside for a while.
Okay. So then, 2, 3. Okay. So yeah, the 2 in the back don't get out fast enough, and they're going to take some damage. Come on.
How did you do that?
I hear a lot of clicking.
That's me clicking, but I'm not sure if there's somebody else doing something. I'm just trying to see if there's anything about. Yeah, there's nothing about fire damage. Okay, so we'll just say a d6. Except for the guy that fumbled, he'll get 2d6. Okay. So you're ready for them, at least in the front for the people in the front. Anyone that has something that they're going to do, they can do that. Jura will. So, Aaron, we're interacting with the people in the front first. You're prepared, so you get basically a shot before anything happens, or it's some sort of interaction. Jura will take a roll with her bow at. Oh, there we go. That's why I have it like this. Is that right? Wow.
Only if it hits.
Yeah. Okay.
If it hits, it's right. If it missed, then it's not right. Just trying to help. Just trying to help.
Okay. So, Jura misses.
Oh, then it's not right.
Yeah. So these guys are really quick, and pretty immune to pain. So their armor class is actually. Why am I not seeing it again? There you go. 3. So their armor class is 3, so they're going to be kind of hard to hit. And that would have been great, Fingers, if you could hit. Anyone else?
I hit the door frame.
You did. Anyone else doing any kind of interaction with them before they? So Silverton, you said you're throwing another.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just see if I can get it on target into the.
Well, if one of them comes out the back, I'll take a swing.
Right. Yeah. We'll get to. We'll do that in a second.
Yeah, and Bumbles is taking a swing as soon as one's out.
Okay. So go ahead and Silverton. Go ahead and.
I'm working on it. Sorry.
Okay. No worries.
Oh, I maybe hit the top of the house, not the.
Right. Okay.
Not the front of the house.
Okay. And anyone in the back, are you doing missile-y things, or are you just waiting to?
No, I'm going to hit the first thing that sticks its head out the doorway.
Let me shoot twice.
I want to throw my axe into a burning house.
Right. Fingers, you can shoot twice with arrows if that's what you have.
The rate of fire for a bow is 2.
Yeah, so you can shoot again.
Woohoo! Okay, I hit. I was just fine in my range. Looks like I missed. So I did 4 to somebody.
Yes, your basic to hit is a 16 without any bonuses. Mm-hmm. So
nice.
And all right.
And now they're coming out fast. Is that what you said?
Yes, they also move fast. They're not like the shuffly kind of ones that were before. Let's go ahead and so Sharp, you were standing right there ready to hit someone. Go ahead. This is kind of like the initial exit. So you can go ahead and hit since you're prepared for it.
All right. There it goes. Okay. So that is a 16. What do I need to hit?
16. You need a 16. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just confused by the
3.
Did I roll more than one?
3. Yes, actually you did. That's what.
I'm sorry. I got the
happened.
flag. So I'm looking at the first one was a 16.
Yeah, that's fine. I was confused.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was confused because the other one you rolled a 1, so I couldn't figure out how you got a 16. Okay, so
15?
would you like? Would you like to test Yes, 8 points. Would you like to test your luck to maximize your damage?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And my luck currently, I keep closing my character sheet. Just made it.
Okay. So you are able to
do 12 points.
Yes, so you take it out. What happens? How are you able to take it out in one shot as it comes out the door?
Straight down off the top of the head, and it just comes out the underside of his chin. Where the hell's Mace Man?
He's up front.
He's up front.
Well, speaking up front, Bumbles was waiting as well. So as soon as something comes out, I'm swinging. So I am prepared.
Well, you were 10 feet away.
Oh,
right?
I see what you're saying. They were closer in than we were.
They were like right by the back door, ready to, as soon as the door opened.
Then I will get them next round.
Yes. Okay. So that is the first initial round as they open the door and start coming out.
How about Crane?
Yes. Well, he's killed the one that's at the front door. The other one that's coming out hasn't come out yet.
I've got a long weapon. Maybe I can thrust it into the hall as it's running down.
No. You'd have to reach over the barrel. That kind of keeps you far enough away that you're not able to get to him. Okay. So now we're into regular initiative. Go ahead and roll. And whoever wants to roll for you guys.
Not me, because I lost last
I think it's Aaron's turn.
3.
Okay. We can re-roll, or Aaron, you can test one of your character's lucks to win.
I'll test my luck.
Oh, because it's a tie?
Oops.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oops. Okay.
I'm going to play
right,
a card that will steal the initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Wrong game.
Yeah. What game is that?
Wolfsong.
Oh, okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so come on. And these guys come out, and they're fully engulfed in flames at this point.
You gotta like that.
And this one is like the pictures of the guy, the flame walkers in the movies that are just like completely covered in flames, and they just like and keel over. And this guy comes up to the door and is going to attack Charb. So against Siverton, that's a miss. Against Bumbles, what is Bumbles?
1. AC 1.
Okay, that is a miss.
Oh, good.
And against Charb.
Oh, that hit.
That's hits. And let me quickly check something. All right, let me
stay on target. Right. Now I'm painting barrels, just for the record.
Okay. Barrels?
Barrels.
We did. Oh, yeah, sorry, you didn't have one painted. We couldn't have put it in the front of the door. Okay. All right, Charb, test your luck and tell me if you succeed.
Yes.
Okay. And make sure to remove that. Remove a point. So now it is your guys' turn. We would like to, let's start up at the front, and you guys can do whatever you'd like.
Okay.
Siverton's trying to push this creature back with his staff and and get to like the second rank of the battle line.
Okay.
Let's see. Here's my. Oh, I have a staff. Not
That's fine. You can.
Damage. I don't know what the staff damage is. I hit AC nothing.
Okay. So you can move yourself back, and Jira will kind of step in front of you.
That's nothing divided by nothing times something. Nothing.
Jira.
Carry
her.
Carry the nothing.
Still nothing.
Nope. Still missed. Other people in front.
Okay, so first question, are there unengaged diseased foes in front of us?
Yes, there's still one coming out the door.
Okay, Fingers is firing at that one twice.
Good idea.
Oh, shit.
No.
Yep. There's a
Oh, wait. No, it's not. I pushed the wrong button. That's the short sword.
Oh, okay.
Short
You only got a 1 because you have a +1?
Okay, so I still missed, but at least I didn't get a 1. And my second shot with the short bow is I hit, causing 2.
Nice. Right. Okay. So you are quite well. This guy's well illuminated because he's still on fire and able to make it easier to hit. So. Okay, so for other people, Bumbles.
I'm taking a swing with the longsword.
Okay.
I missed.
Up there. Is he actually going to fight?
Yes, I'm getting his stuff right now. Okay, so all right. Okay, so then Bishop. The Bishop. Oh, he takes a swing at the one that's fighting Bumbles, and he misses. Okay, let's move to the back.
Yeah, because they're going to do better than we did.
Yep. So on the
I missed.
Charb.
You want me to roll?
Yep.
No, I want you to hit. That's a very different. That's a very different distinction.
Oh, fuck balls.
That's not going to hit.
All right.
Stop
so what roll
doing
is the
that?
page was the fumbles on?
80.
Rounds 80 something.
So you blunder into your opponent taking damages if hit by your own attack. Although you can test your luck, and if you pass, take only 1 HP of damage, or find yourself in a position where you can counterattack by making another attack roll. So it's like a kind of, you could test your luck to sort of undo the fumble, which I think is
right. Otherwise, you take 11 points of damage.
Ow! Hey, nice.
I just made it.
Okay. Okay, so you can
attack.
I guess I don't understand. I don't understand why you would never immediately counterattack. Why would you ever want to take 1 hit point of damage?
Well, maybe.
Anyway,
I don't know. So, you might just be willing to take the damage and move on, and not roll another fumble. I don't know.
Or maybe you have no counterattack, or maybe it's a trap that caused the damage.
A fumble.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, wait a minute. Why would you be getting a counterattack if you fumble on your attack?
Because you tested your luck to like turn that fumble into an opportunity.
You turned that frown upside down.
It says finding themselves in a position where they can immediately counterattack by making another attack roll.
Because you're burning a luck point. I mean,
Oh, all right. Okay.
That's the balance. You know, you've burned a luck point. You
made
the roll.
So I get to roll a second attack.
Yep. And watch you roll another. Okay.
Yeah, that was all I was worried about.
Okay, that is 1 short. Okay.
I'm not happy about that. Just for the record.
New initiative.
What the?
No, I think they get to attack. Didn't they?
No, oh, that's right. Okay,
you're not helping, Aaron.
What did we need to hit? 16s?
16.
Okay.
So you're right. What happened was I said, let's take care of the stuff up front. I attacked, you attacked back. We hadn't taken care of the stuff at back yet. So that one in the back hasn't attacked. even though
So
it should have gone.
Yes, it
It
has.
should have gone first.
Yes, it has. It hit
Oh, it
me
did.
and did 4 points.
Ah, so it is a new initiative.
Yeah, because we
Okay.
lost the initiative roll.
You came
All right.
out.
Somebody else rolled initiative. Damn it.
Okay.
Yeah, because you came out and did your monsters attack in the back, and then you rolled around and did stuff in the front, and then you came back around us in the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All
You're
right,
going
so-
first again. Sorry.
All right,
couldn't beat a 6.
he is going after Charb. Oh, that's right. I've got my little macro. All right. Oh, well, luckily, it only does 3 points. Okay. Send 3 points to Charb, and then another one against Jira. Jira is a 5 armor class. 5, 11. Yes, barely makes it. And then one against Bumbles and misses. Okay. Oh, and right. Thank you for whoever pointed that out. This one will run up and attack Fingers, but in the process, while still on fire. Okay. He basically he's slowly slowing down because he's still on fire, and he basically kind of like drags himself up to you just as he gets to you and is able to attack. I saw 20 for a second, but I guess it's a miss.
I prefer the miss, just if you're looking for opinions.
Okay, so it is now your round.
You do front first or back, or who's that? Okay, Crane.
Crane hit AC 9.
Okay. No, that was a 14 for a second.
Nope.
Okay. Robert, are you going to engage?
No.
Okay. Let's go back up front. Who would like
Consider
to
attack from the second rank with his staff, like swinging it over because it has reach.
Does
Like a
it?
spear has reach or a polearm has reach.
No,
nice.
staff's not really a pokey weapon like that.
Polearm's not either. It's a swingy, choppy weapon. But take
yeah,
it.
well, I'm sorry, what, Mike?
Pole arms are pokey.
And also they have a choppy, but
They're choppy and pokey.
that's
Staff
but
could be
it's got-
pokey. I don't see why staff couldn't be pokey.
I don't know. Staff have a heavy weight on one end. You're hitting
that's a good point. It's basically just a spear. It's a spear without a point. So yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
So what are you going to
That's
do?
why it's
I
staff.
hit
It's not
myself
pokey.
with that. Like smacks me in the forehead as it like skids off the back of Jira.
Right. So are you going to take the 1 point or test your luck and take 1 point?
No, I'm just going to take 1 point again.
Okay. Jira will go. And 16. No, that's enough
That's
to hit.
target number. Yeah.
All right. So she gives him a good smack, trying to keep him away from her. Who else is going up front?
Bumbles and Fingers.
Yeah, Bumbles and Fingers.
And Bishop, who's done nothing.
Yep.
Well,
he swung once.
He did swing.
I didn't see him. I didn't see him do that.
I did.
Done nothing. Worthless.
Nothing. What have you done for me today? All right. So at this point, you said the thing collapsed right in front of me, dead?
No, he's barely hanging on.
Okay,
he's still up.
So, well, I don't. Oh, the benefit of 2 weapons, it does less damage, but you have a +2 to hit.
It does the
Yes.
average damage. Yeah.
Right.
So like it, and the second weapon has to be a dagger. So
Right. So I'm just gonna stick with one longsword.
actually, for a thief, it's better to fight with 2 weapons.
Is it better?
You get +2 to it. You get +2 to hit for the 2 weapons, then plus whatever your strength mods are.
Yeah, I don't have a strength mod. So a 12 is a miss, isn't it?
It is.
Yep.
All right. I will switch to 2 weapons next time, but Bumbles, because I already had enough time to pull out my longsword. I didn't have time to pull out both.
Right. Yeah. You were shooting anyway. So
That's it.
Mhm,
That's it.
mhm.
So Bumbles is swinging, Mr. Weapons Master.
Mm.
I don't know if that's is a 14
No,
enough
you-
to hit.
No, we need
no,
16
you need 16.
because they're
Man.
AC3.
I suck.
And Bishop gets tangled up with the extra long haft of his sword. So, anything else at this point? I think that was everyone. We've done the
No,
front and the back.
I'm pretty much finished
guys in
being
back.
ineffective.
I don't think we've attacked in the back yet, have we? I've
Nope,
been attacked.
front.
You're right. Okay, thank you. I'm not able to keep things straight. So go ahead and attack back, please. Oh, that was almost an 18.
Yep, no.
Okay, Crane.
No, I've already attacked this round. I'm done.
Okay.
Did we? Did I?
I did, but you may not have. I think
I don't
that
know.
was early in the round.
Sorry.
Okay. Ours. So is there a better way that you would think that we could manage this? Would you want to just kind of stick with one front and finish out the front completely?
I think
Or
we
do
should
you-
do. I think we
No,
should
I
do
think we
all
should-
of the
I should do-
side and then do the next side. So doesn't matter front or back. It's just all of the winning side and all of the losing side. Does that make sense?
The initiative winning side.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, which is kind of what I was trying to do. So.
I think so.
Okay, so new initiative. It sounds like. Try not to roll so good this time.
Am I rolling the initiative or?
No, you are because I missed last time.
Okay. Would you like to re-roll, or would you like to test your luck? And
I would not like to test my luck. We'll do simultaneous.
Simultaneous.
Okay, yeah, all right, that's
Right?
fine.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
my luck
that's
is
fine.
not. I'll save my luck for other things. Right now it's at 5. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
if it's not,
Okay.
if there's no luck roll, it's simultaneous, right?
I was going to say that we would re-roll and see who would go first, but simultaneous is fine.
I'm just
That's it. That's
I'm just going by the rules.
Yeah, that I wasn't sure on how it worked. So, okay, so why don't you guys go first in the simultaneousness?
Mhm.
And so front or back?
It doesn't matter, right? It's just the whole side.
Yeah, go ahead and do the front first, or,
Okay.
or we can do the back.
Oh, there we go.
And 6 points of damage. For the one that we're
Crane?
like keeping in the hallway behind the barrel. Whack.
Yep. You got a good smack in on him. Do you want to test your luck for max damage?
Oh,
God damn it,
I
Mike.
missed.
What the hell is wrong with your fumbling?
So, Mike, do you want to test your luck or
Yeah, sure.
take 12 points?
Jesus. Fuck.
I failed.
Okay. So you don't lose a luck, but you do lose 12 points.
That puts me unconscious.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
That wasn't good. Stop doing that.
I'll test my luck for max damage. Why not?
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Is Robert going to do anything?
Seeing Charb go down. Yeah, he does. He jumps in on and stands on top of the barrel, like crouches down, you know,
Okay.
and makes an attack. For 5 points of damage. Oh no, 3 points of damage. Pardon me. 3 points.
Okay.
And
Able
he'll
to-
test his luck for max damage.
Sure. Okay.
That looks like I passed. And let's see. 8 and 6 is 14. So that's 7 points, I think, is the max I can do.
Okay. So you take him out. What happens?
Yeah, so he leaps up onto the barrel and kind of feints high with his sword and just thrusts the dagger into its eye.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And he collapses, but still gets an attack once we're done with everybody your size. So let's finish up your side on the front.
Sever 10 swinging from the second rank.
Oh, there we go.
What's the damage on a staff? I'll figure it out.
D6.
Okay, that's 2 points.
Right. Okay. Who else up front is doing something?
Okay, Fingers has now pulled out his longsword and dagger, so he's going to go 2 weapon to the one right in front of him.
Ooh, God damn it.
That was an 18 and a 20, but not. Okay.
No, so I'm not very good yet, but I'm working on it. So Bumbles is taking a swing.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
He does hit. He does 6 points of damage.
He gets a good shot in and cleaves one of the guys. The pestilence kind of goes a little bit, but he's
still up.
Yep. So Jira. Oh, not good. Bishop.
Wow.
Bishop.
He can do something.
What the hell?
And
he's as surprised as everybody else.
He just doesn't want to get punched by you again.
Okay. Oops. And Bishop steps forward. So you Bumbles stabs the guy, kind of transfixes them, and Bishop steps forward, swings the mace up around the top of his head, and comes down and just smashes his head down into his shoulders. Crunch.
Bumbles gives him a nod. Well done.
For once. Okay.
Will you encourage the behavior you like?
So that's gone. He's gone. Is that everyone's of your guys is in the front, I believe?
Yes, unfortunately, Fingers has not been very effective. Well, a few bow shots, but
and against Fingers,
AC 4.
4 will hit for 1 point. Test your luck, please.
I don't like it when you say that. Hold on, I got to put the 1 point on my hit point, and now I want to roll 2d6 under a 6. Oh, it worked.
Okay. So Bumbles takes 1 point. Test your luck.
Stop that.
And he's attacking Crane and misses in the back.
Okay, I'm trying to get 2d6 under a 7 now. Oops. There we go. Nope. Bumbles is infested with a disease.
You don't know what's happening. You just know that.
I know. I'm infested with a goddamn disease.
Okay, so that is it for the round, and all we have left are the people. There's still pretty wounded zombies in the front. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Let me think. Right. Okay. So this round, the zombie that was on fire will take his last hit point of damage. Actually, I think he was supposed to have last round, so he's gone. We have the one zombie that Jiro's fighting. It's a new round, and we will roll for initiative. To the
fast fucking zombies.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Aaron's turn.
Oh, damn it.
Okay.
Undead are the worst. They never run away.
They don't. I've been meaning to write a letter about that.
Who's this attack against?
Jira, and she takes another hit. Gets a good bite on her arm. And so everyone can swarm this last guy. And there's enough attacks and everything. I'll just say he'll die soon enough.
He's toast.
Yes. And by this time, the house is aflame. The whole thing's, lit up.
Smells a little like pork.
Yep. And there's no more of these pestilent townspeople. And Aaron, are you just testing something, or are you?
Sorry, I was just fixing my damage roll.
Okay, all right, no worries.
I just added the rounding function.
Oh, okay, cool.
To the two weapon damage.
Okay. Okay, so
because he's clever.
Yep. I think Peter, he's going to show you how to do that in your macro in the chat if you want to take a look.
Oh, and a damage field for my weapon.
Or your two-hand, or like your sword and dagger weapon.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So do I need the CEIL as well?
Yep.
That's short for ceiling. It basically means round up as opposed to floor, which is round down.
So does it give you a?
Thank you.
Does it give you a total number, or because I noticed that you've got 5.5 and 3?
Yeah, the first one was an error in the function with only one. It didn't have the two braces.
Oh, okay.
And mouse over the result and see how it got thrown to the engine.
Yeah,
okay,
so there, if you notice,
that gives you an average and everything. That's cool.
Yeah, because it's the damage roll for.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So my D8 was a
D6,
5, the
that's
D6 was a 4. Divide that by 2, round up, gives you 5. Yep, I see. Thank you. That's handy.
so you have a man down, and you have let's see here.
in a building on fire.
We're
building on
backing away
fire.
from the building on fire, so we're not too close to it, and things aren't dropping on us. And Bumbles is gonna. Who went down?
Sorry, I've got the.
Oh, you're in back.
I've got the fortifying drink in my pack still.
So are you? Did you actually go negative or
no?
Just to zero.
I went to 0. Exactly.
I don't think that makes you unconscious. I just think that means now that you start.
Now you take con points.
Damage.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought it did.
I think, but I'm kind of reading between the lines without reading the rules.
But for the narrative, it worked well.
I'm trying to get to that point to test, to check. It's probably under
combat, right?
I think it's under Constitution. Oops.
We plebnista.
Constitution is directly a measure of.
Oh, okay. If they take Constitution damage, they have to pass a luck test or fall unconscious.
Oh, so you're like
page 82, right hand column.
Puffing it out on grit.
Okay, so he didn't pass.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
but you do have.
So what's the drink good for?
A D4.
I got 1 point back.
Woohoo! I got 1 point back.
Ooh, that you got watered down.
Yeah, Bumbles and you got crappy batch.
Hey, Peter.
Yeah.
If you were painting, and I'm not going to say that I am painting, Star Wars Stormtroopers. But if you were going to paint something like that, would you use a white primer or a black primer?
You know, I would probably go with a white primer,
So
and I would just paint the black parts and then stain it and
right,
leave it at that.
because I've got some. I'm trying to remember what they are. They were done by the Hassle-Free guy.
Oh,
for a game.
Kev White.
Yeah, and these are, I can't remember the name of the game. It was like one of those zombies in space games. But I'm using them for my Zodani in the Kubla game. So they're a white and gray. So I was thinking, yeah, white primer and then do the blacks with ink and then a blue tone and then dry brush up gray and white.
Yeah, or just dry brush white. Just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Why not prime gray and then dry brush and ink?
Not a bad idea either.
No, I'm going to use gray too. But I have to make gray, so I have black and white.
Okay. Okay. So Char steadies himself, quaffs his strong drink that is.
It is not impressive.
Yes. And
healing potion.
That's what?
It's a 3.2 healing potion.
A near beer potion. So you've got this big fire in front of you. You've got 2 piles of dead bodies around you, or dead again, or something. I'm not quite sure what.
You need to just shove them into the fire of the building. At least the diseased ones.
Keep them in like cordwood.
Just toss them in. Well, yeah, why not?
Yeah, if that kind of analogy helps you sleep at night, that's fine. I was fine with just throwing them in like dead bodies. We could put them in the barrels and roll the barrels in through the door if Peter's painted enough barrels by now.
I got 4 done.
Do the diseased people that came out the door, they just look like people but with disease, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going through their pockets, I'll tell you that much.
Mm-mm.
They can have it all.
Okay. So you're disposing.
What time of the day is it? I mean, should we rest?
Let me think. You've been traveling. I mean, you camped at the edge of the woods. I think, if I remember correctly, you camped at the edge of the woods before you went in. No, that's right. I'm sorry. You spent the night, left early the next morning.
Yeah.
It is between you're traveling up to the woods, going into the woods, or not the woods, but I mean the off into the plains, and coming here. It is getting on, especially since you spend a lot of time at the mill. So it probably would be a good time to camp.
Are there any of these? Are any of these buildings look like they're not infested or filled with dead body parts? Because these are all clusters of buildings, you said. Or do any of them look like something we could spend the night in and basically fortify ourselves in? If
you look around, then the other buildings are just disused and abandoned.
Perfect.
This one seemed to be the cafeteria, for lack of a better term. And Peter, Aaron's updating your format in the chat if you didn't notice.
Oh.
But you do as you're doing all this, you've been away, you've spent time in the area. You do see more of the feral but not diseased peasants elsewhere, kind of around the town. And so you do know that there are other people around that are.
Sorry,
to be aware of. No worries.
But yeah, I figured there got to be other zombies, and who knows what any diseased creatures. So we just want to make sure they're not coming near us.
And we also, if we do use one of the buildings for the night, we'll need to make sure that there's not a tunnel coming up underneath it.
Exactly my thought.
Okay, so are you wanting to look at the buildings you've already are currently on your map that you can view, or do you want to move further into the town to?
I think best to stay where we are, where we think we've kind of cleared out this area. We should probably stick close to it.
Okay. So yeah. So So basically, you have 3 squares right now. You've got the square that to the north of where your token is, and that's like 2 of those spots. The space, the building spaces, is actually taken up with the large manor house.
Well, the manor house might be more defendable than a hut.
Except that it's burning.
That's burning.
Oh, I thought that's the one. That's it. Well, then let's not stay there.
You've got three huts
This is
to the south, and then 3 huts to the east. Which hex would you like to be?
I think the south looks good.
Okay. All right. So you're able to find a relatively a hut that's it's for a family-sized group. So that's big enough for the 6 of you.
It's something we can bar a door and
Yeah, and you can ransack the other buildings for other barricading
material
items. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. And we're posting sentries.
So yeah. And so you're going to rest for the evening?
Yes, because I want my 1 point of luck back because I have shitty luck in the first place.
Right. So let's check a couple of things. So you post sentries.
And I think you get your hit points back, right?
Yeah. The regular hit points, I'm pretty sure, are recovered after a full night's rest. I am checking. All luck points are restored at the end of the adventure. I'm sorry. For each thorough resting, each full hour fully rested without any interruption restores 1 point of luck. So let's say that you can get a maximum of 6 points of luck back, cool. up to refill your maximum. And then for hit points, I'm pretty
7.
sure. And those that have lost sanity will restore 1 point of sanity. And here we go. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot to look over here, but I'm pretty sure that overnight rest will return you fully to yeah, so you get all of your hit points back. It's the constitution points that take longer.
Right, because that's physical damage.
Right.
Yeah.
So as you you spend the night, you continue as people keep watch. They do see the villagers throughout the night going, kind of just shuffling around in groups. I guess a shuffle, a group of zombies would be called a shuffle. And
no, but they don't appear to be going about any tasks, right? They're just sort
of
meandering about.
Yeah. Okay. But none come to engage you. They don't attack at all. I mean, they're just kind of milling around. And everyone is back. Wakes up, survives the night, luckily. Although Fingers,
Bumble,
you're kind of sweaty. Bumbles.
Fingers made his roll. Bumbles failed it.
Bumbles, you're kind of sweaty.
I'm kind of sweaty, guys. I don't feel so good. I think I've been cursed with that rot, so we better find a cure or kill me quick. Just saying.
I'm going to try casting Cure Light Wounds on you. I will lay my holy hands upon you, Bumbles.
Which would cure constitution wounds, right?
But I'm just for anything.
Yeah, but hey, no, I think that's a logical, because that's curing real damage, not just hit point damage, which is
Right.
temporary stuff. So I can see why that's a wise choice.
Okay.
Just saying. I don't want to be a zombie. That's all I'm saying.
That would probably only take effect when you die.
I think they're actually ghouls. They were ghouls. I don't want to be a ghoul.
So you cast a spell. Let's see here. And the area that the pestilent person bit you does seem kind of inflamed. Not sure why I was tagging that. And you don't notice any kind of significant difference in your state after the casting of the Cure Light Wounds.
Still sweaty.
Still kind of sweaty.
But we're all going to keep a close eye on me to make sure I don't start going
more than normal. Yes.
Right. Right.
And so you're up and you're ready for the next adventurous day.
Cool. And I've got a hard stop at noon.
Right.
Just as a time check, it's about 11:15.
Right. Let me just check something real quick. Okay. All right. So let me quickly peruse your state. Okay. So what would you like to do now?
I think probably move off to the west and explore more of the village. Or maybe find the tunnel that led from the mill to the village proper.
You think maybe it came up in the building that we burned down?
I don't know where, maybe, but
I think so. That's my guess.
Maybe we could search these two hexes, the one that's northeast of us and north of us.
Well, we're not really, these zombies don't look like they're people that would be in the kidnapping business.
Yeah.
And we're trying to find this kid. We're not really making any progress towards finding the kid. Should we just move on a little further in and see if we find anything different? And try to avoid the zombie patrols, unless we see one that looks like the kid. And then we've got our answer.
Actually, okay, so that brings up a good point. You had originally asked a while back about almost said Yarla, Jira and Fish's reaction to the statue.
Yes.
Jira does say that that does kind of look like Effian, but it's a bronze statue on a 10-foot tall plinth of a boy. So it's not like he's going to look like a lot of kids. So
sure.
And
they don't believe in time travel.
They don't. Well, they don't. No, they don't know anything. I mean, it's not. And did you? You've gotten a couple of stuff. You've picked up some things along the way in the evening. You've gathered some stuff from your travels in the city. In the evening, are you wanting to do anything with it?
Yeah, I think we were wanting to study the magical writings on letters.
Okay.
And we started to do that as we were kind of investigating the big hall, but then we had the fight.
Are you talking about the stuff that we got from the miller?
Yeah, the arcane inscriptions on the.
Right, and then Crane had also dug through the drawers. I didn't know if he had grabbed any of the papers there.
No, it was all just like business garbage.
Right. Okay. So in the evening, Siverton starts looking over it, and these are definitely what he grabbed was definitely effectively a spell book. There are spells for or books, spells for 5 different spells. Wow. Sleep, charm person, magic missile, web, and invisibility. But also from your learnings of this world, most, if not all, of these would be considered black magic because they are harmful or coercive to the target. So just be aware of that.
Sleep that could be just used to cure insomnia.
Yeah. But also in amongst these spells, there are lots of other jotted notes, and in them you see reference to someone called Malik, Malek, and a ritual, and you also find reference to someone named Fef, like the statue, and that F was key to the ritual, and that there was that the ritual, Malik was the perpetrator of the ritual, and that it was the cause of this area's blight.
Are there any clues in the writing about what the ritual did, or was designed?
It had something to do with time.
A ritual of time.
But yeah, you couldn't really or time, or in kind of like a in regards to a person, not like So and there's also mention that let's see, that there's a crude map that basically shows the windmill, what you guess to be the village, the
village,
the river, and then some sort of squiggle. You're not quite sure. It's some sort of structure that's got to the north of the river, that has that looks like you can kind of guess it to be like a sun symbol, but then there's an X through it, where it's been marked out. And the sun symbol with the X is above this structure north of the village, north of the river, I mean.
Well, that seems like the place to head to.
Yeah. Siverton's all about it because it's the sun, and clearly
that's a sign.
It has, somebody's attacking the sun, the greatest of the deity.
If nothing else, it's a symbol that's trying to get your attention, so it's probably at least a sign from your deity.
Mm-hmm. So actually, because Aaron does have a hard stop, I'm thinking probably this is now a good point to stop. We could continue on a little bit, but we'd probably just be in the middle of something and then have to kind of rush things. So I wanted to start off with thoughts on hits and misses, what you liked and what could be improved on. And I'm eager to hear, we kind of had this discussion about the player agency and not railroading. And so I'm eager to hear your thoughts or input on how things I could do to improve on that, or do different things differently to provide better engagement with you and your characters.
Certainly.
So, well, I had a fun time this morning.
Yeah.
My only miss was I think my rolls were so shitty.
Yeah.
Your only miss was your sword.
And I'll say the biggest area of player agency in any game is in combat, right? Because you get to move yourself around and do stuff that how you want to affect that. So I think we had an awful lot of that today. So that was easy to see our agency.
I think also one thing I from our discussions and some podcasts and stuff you said, to when you say player agency, you also mean don't tell me all about the world, but as my character's moving around and I'm doing stuff, give me bits of information that I would find at that time.
Right. We're just that discovery through
as opposed to just saying, "Here's a book, read it."
Right. Yeah, discovery through plays. Sorry, my microphone was way over my head.
That's good. And this was definitely straightforward, move around. We didn't get very far in our search, but that'll come to it. I think it's going fine. I think, to be honest, my motivation to comment about agency was probably driven by the fact that in the last game we were playing it, and I didn't understand this from the beginning, but that it seemed to me in your comments about this game that this game was truly the game that you wanted to play.
Mm-hmm.
So in the game that we were in before, you were driving through to get out of that when this came up so that we could get to this and do what it was that you truly wanted to run.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of understand how that could go.
Okay, but that's true. On the other hand, along the way, obviously, there could have been more engagement or whatever. So, but that's fine. What out of today have you? What has gone well? What did you like out of it?
I didn't die.
It's close, but no. We'll have to try harder next time.
Seeing how the luck operates, I think that was pretty exciting for me, to recognize that, here's this resource that I have to kind of manage and use at the most opportune times, because it's not going to come back until the end of the adventure. But it's such a neat mechanic to I want to test my luck to be able to succeed at that or do extra damage.
Yeah, I do like that.
It's very, and also looking and seeing how the combat damage works, hit points, then con kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think on the miss side, I sensed a lot of the technical fumbling that goes on sometimes in the background for Roll20 for the game master, and that's the trap I always fall into too, is just wanting to get all the bells and whistles just right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we had some slowdowns because of that, but that didn't detract from the fun part, right?
For the Simram game, every time I was working up an adventure, I would do macros for whatever monsters that were in there. But I would leave them in the column so that when we came to another game, I could say, okay, this guy's like that, but I want to change this. And I would change the name on it to represent the new monster. That was a bit of prep that allowed to make that run a little smoother. So I can say, okay, this is the zombie. I hit the zombie button and he attacks.
Right. Yeah, that's what I've done.
Okay.
Yeah. The problem was that I had prepped icons for the monsters on our little battleground, but I hadn't thought to prep your characters, and because of that, there wasn't all the connection between the character sheet and things like that. So, which I will do before the next session. So for on my part. Again, I enjoyed obviously playing. I'm also glad that there was more action. I know that the last time there was a lot of talking. It was all talking,
which is fine. I think all talking is fine too, as long as the story is moving and we're not getting bogged down in the minutia of the story.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, yes, last time was kind of a special case because it was an introduction in a number of different ways.
Sure, in a new world, sure.
And I was actually, I shouldn't have. It's something that should have come to my mind, but I was pleasantly surprised by your idea to burn the house out. Those guys, those infected people were tough, and I was worried about how we were going to manage them in a situation of just a straight up fight. But obviously, you came up with it well.
We don't like a straight up fight.
Yeah.
Well, it's also plan A if things start to go south with Peter's character.
Right.
Well, like, hey Peter, go look at that building.
And I respect that. I really do.
So you know that you've got the tunnel, and he is a thief that can crawl very well. So you could just like send him down the tunnel and fill in the other end.
No, Bumbles is not the thief.
I'm sorry.
Bumbles
I
the
know I
warrior.
keep thinking.
I thought everybody was a thief in this game.
Yeah,
That's right.
it's true.
I don't know why I keep thinking that Fingers is the one that
Who got
may or may
Mrs.
not be
Luckrell.
infected.
Yeah,
May or may not be infected.
Bumbles is aptly named because he failed his Thieves Guild entrance exam.
There you go.
That's why he became a fighter.
Yep. So okay. Thank you again. I will,
nice to put those notes down, Aaron.
Yeah, that the only problem is what I usually do, because I may not need to now, but because I create macros and test them, I clear the chat before people come in, so that you won't see what I've been testing. But now that my macros are set,
I'll just send it to the email too.
Yeah, well,
and
you post it in the forum for the game on Roll20. That way, we'll have a permanent record of it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm going to stop the barcast.